life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's showtime like Kareem Lakers. I make a masterpiece, scene basic. No Meek Millie, but I'm dream chasing. Took the shortcut like Anita Baker. I want the bright lights that you see in Vegas. I need a big house with like 3 basements. Drop an M on the whip, think I'm speed racing. Don't know if it's the Transformer or the Green Ranger. My nigga Mac got the beat banging. Young nigga selling crack as a teenager. Had fiends playing baseball out here free basing. Had me showing off the rings like a Freemason. My mama gone, but I keep pacing. Trying to keep it all together like I need braces. Family calling when they need favors. When I was broke, they was acting like complete strangers. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Rest in peace, the Nippy was the street savior. Got my credit right now, I need acres. Gotta turn your dirty money into clean paper. Trying to own a franchise without a key player. I go through hoes like I weave laces. Tree blazers, let they mama noodles be flavored. Meat takers that be acting like the D sacred. You bust in, you would think they on their knees praying. Then I slide like a screensaver. When I'm done, make some scrambled eggs, cheese bacon. Then it's on to the next, I ain't a speed dater. Little bitch ain't gon' hear from me till weeks later. I don't see no things changing. Kids still dodging bullets like they seen Matrix. These young niggas really need saving, but OGs won't teach them that the street's dangerous. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby.
What's popping, man? My man said, he said, I'm trying to own a franchise without the key players. That was fire. Oh my God. Ooh, baby. Yeah, man. I'm happy this morning, man. It's good, man. Was popping, man. It's CamJNetwork, man. Reaction Thursdays, man. That's what we call it is today, man. Reaction Thursdays. Because we got a lot to react to, man. I was sitting back in the cut, like during the show last night. I was sitting back and I'm like, I always see content while I'm on my shows for some reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally after the show, I see like 2, 3, little situations with the content where I'm like, man, damn, man. Now I'm gonna have to cook up and react to this shit tomorrow, man. So like, I was putting the show together for last night for today, this morning. I'm like, man, we gotta. It's so much to talk about, and I had this whole thumbnail for us, this main topic for us, a whole lot of nasty work in boxing. Of course, we've been doing March Madness in boxing. We did part 4 last night, which has been a great series that we've been doing with this month of March with the boxing, man, because there's been a lot of madness in boxing. Of course, you got college basketball with March Madness and everything, so it's a great concept. But adding this to it with a whole lot of nasty work in boxing, it definitely is, bro, from so many different aspects and a lot of different conversations for us, discussions that we had last night on the show is absolutely a part of, being a lot of nasty work, man. A lot of nasty work for sure. And we definitely, you know what I'm saying, glad it's definitely Thursday, like my sister Queequee said, man. Salute to my sister Queequee. She live tonight. Live tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all tap in with my sister tonight. I'll definitely be over there checking my sister out. You already know. And salute to my brother Crush the Legend. Crush the Legend was on fire this morning. On fire. Like I wake up early in my days, like, and I go to sleep late. So like I average like 5, 6, 7 hours of sleep. So I always end up waking up early in the morning and stuff. So I always gotta make sure I tap in with Broski. You know what I'm saying? Broski definitely was on fire this morning with his show, man. Salute to my brother Crush the Legend. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Crush the Legend, man. He putting in some great work over there, man. Like he needs the subs. He needs his message out there in the public a lot more. Like the truth need to be out there. That's why, like, I always make sure I gotta tell people, subscribe to the people that know the real, man. We gotta salute the real and subscribe to the real and listen to the real. And Crush the Legend is one of them, man. He definitely is, for sure. And salute to my brother T Hill, man. One of my big hitters on the channel, man. Salute to my brother T Hill, man. What's good, bro? Yeah, I seen your text this morning too that you sent me, T Hill. I seen it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about Shorty for sure. We're gonna get into it. Today, we got first we got four reactions that we're gonna do today. First one, Ariel Hawani got an interview with Mr. Oscar De La Hoya. That's the first one we're gonna get into. The second one, Clarissa Shields, she has another infamous interview on Breakfast Club. We're gonna get into that a little bit. And last night, PBC had opening round, which is basically like the grand opening, the grand arrival. Pretty much last night they did something different with PBC where they interviewed Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman, had both of them clashing last night, and then they interviewed Rolly Romero as well last night. So we're gonna get into all of that, man. So it's Reaction Thursdays today, man. You already know. Salute to my boy Crucial Content. He said the title is hilarious, my dude. Right, it's for real, man. A whole lot of nasty work in boxing, man, right now, bro. It's in so many various ways. Like it really is. So we definitely we definitely gonna have some great conversation today with this stuff. Salute to my boy Rare Breed, man. What's good with my boy, man? What's poppin', brother? What's poppin'? Absolutely, man. And salute to the dog BVO, man, my brother, man. What's good, bro? Hope you're doing well this morning, my dog, man. So, all right, so let me I got a couple quick hitters that I want to get into real quick before we get into these reaction videos real quick, kind of set some of the foundation for the show a little bit. All right, right here, I want to just do this news real quick. All right, WBA president passed away recently this morning. So you got the WBA president passing away. Definitely, much prayers out to his family and everything. And I just wanted to add a context to that and show love to situation right here as far as the WBA, and to add a little bit more context to the WBA, in case you missed it, the WBA has appointed former world champion Juan Diaz as the new chairman of the North American Boxing Association. So they appointed a new chairman for the WBA, which is Juan Diaz, a former boxer, former world champion. So salute to him. So I wanted to shed light on that, and salute to my guys Brunch Boxing for reporting this. So my brother Matt Brown from Brunch Boxing, my brothers over there. So definitely wanted to kind of shed light on this a little bit. And I found this. I was scrolling. I'm scrolling on Instagram and a little bit, and I seen the WBC post this this morning. And I was looking at this, and this was very telling to me right here. With the WBC posting this quote from Muhammad Ali, where they said the fight is won or lost, fair away from witnesses, behind the lines in the gym, and out there on the road, long before I dance under the lights right there. And this was very interesting for the WBC to post this quote from Muhammad Ali. And of course, yesterday we had the conversation about the Muhammad Ali Act, for as the House of Representatives approving the Muhammad Ali Revival Act, and a lot of conversation going into that, man. Most definitely that I want to play this clip from Mr. Roy Jones. I had it last night. I just didn't put it on my StreamYard last night, but I want to play this clip right here from Roy Jones to kind of get into this conversation right here for sure.
Belt that's not going to allow you to become undisputed champion. It's not for you because undisputed champion goes years beyond that Zuffa belt. And that Zuffa belt ain't going to mean the same because, like I said, if he don't like you, he ain't got to even rank you as a Zuffa belt. You have no chance. If that takes everything else out the way, and he don't like you, you're never going to be world champion. If he don't like your manager, your promoter, you're never going to be world champion. No, that's not fair.
Yeah, and I think that's what's been the topic now. It's like,
No,
I mean, look what you got yourself into now.
Of course it is. Look, that's exactly right. Look what you signed up for. You didn't know it, but look what you signed up for. Who cares about the Zuffa check?
Hey, you heard it from the man Roy Jones and said himself right there. He said, who cares about the Zuffa belt? Like, who truly cares about the Zuffa belt, man? Like, the champions, they acknowledge the sanctioned body belts, them 4 belts, especially that green belt. They acknowledge those belts more than anything. The casual fans, they look at the champions as the guys that's holding those 4 belts. You know what I mean? And with, Zuffa coming into play, you know what I'm saying, trying to do their own thing with the UBO and everything, it's real interesting, man, because we had a real interesting conversation about it last night, a little bit, where I was saying with what Zuffa is doing, they're basically going with the whole UFC model, and they're controlling the fighters 100% for us, that their name, image, and likeness. They're going to be controlling, their pay, pretty much setting them. They're going to be controlling the fights that they have, but pretty much telling them guys, yo, you fight this guy and we're giving you this amount. You sign for this amount. And they're signing, a lot of their guys on Zuffa on long-term deals. But at the same time, if they don't like what you have going on, they can cut you at any time within that deal. You know what I mean? Which is, it is really no safety net being over there for Zuffa. And then along as a champion, you know what I'm saying? You are a modern champion that wants to become unified or undisputed. You won't be able to get that shot. Lotta, Ja Opata. We talked about that as well last night, where you seen Ja Opata's situation to where he asked out now. He over here suing the IBF, trying to have a legal situation with them to try to get his belt back now because the IBF done stripped him. And I told people that with that situation with Ja Opata, that shit wasn't going to end well for Ja Opata. Ja Opata didn't read the room on him making his move to Zuffa at all. You know what I mean? And it clearly showed with this whole situation for sure. You know what I mean? Salute to my boys, Fredo. What's good, Fredo? What's good, brother? What's poppin', man? And my dog, man. Salute to my brother D1, man, for the show. I know you getting that money, man, over there. Salute to my brother D1. Had a great show yesterday, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to Angry White Man Boxing Podcast. My family over there, D1 and William Old School, man, for sure. And who else in the building? Who else? And I see some more people coming up in the building. You know what I'm saying? I think quickly, she's damn about Zuffa. Period. Facts. Like, I mean, Zuffa, they added another dimension of boxing, but it, in the long run, it's not for the good, in my opinion, for the fighters that's coming up. That was one of my main talking points last night. Reading into the Zuffa contract that they have set out for these guys and everything that they're trying to do with the Revival Act. You know what I mean? And also, my boy Rare Breed said Roy ain't lying though. He definitely not lying. Like, nobody cares really about the Zuffa belts. Like, right now, it's considered a fucking trophy right now, a gift. Fredo said, I'm surprised Roy Jones wasn't more supportive of Zuffa, actually. He fought on UFC Fight Pass, so I figured he'd have a good relationship with Dana. Yeah, I think it's more so with Roy. He's looking at it as the belts, far as the sanctioning bodies belts. They they treasure those belts. Those guys that's in boxing, like you a kid that's coming up boxing out of Texas or boxing out of Cincinnati or whatsoever. You looking at the fighters that hold those sanctioned body belts, and those kids are looking at, we want to be a world champion and we want to hold one of those sanctioned body belts. And that's just the fact of the matter. You know what I'm saying? The Zuffa belt, a lot of people don't know what the fuck Zuffa is. They don't know what the fuck is going on over there at Zuffa, for real. You know what I mean? And Queen said, I Turner pimping. You do what I tell you to do. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the UFC fighters right now, they're pissed off right now at the fact that you seeing Conor Ben getting a $15 million payday in boxing. Like a lot of them UFC fighters ain't even clearing $1 million over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I'm not even mad at the UFC fighters. And they, you know, of course, they got a track record. They suing Mr. Dana White for $400 million right now. You know what I mean? And my boy T Hill said, job bit. If the forbidden fruit, Cam, did you out your naked in them streets? He definitely did, though. He definitely did, bro. He definitely bit the unforbidden fruit, man. And he wasn't supposed to do that, man. He wasn't, man. Like, it's nasty work, man. It really is. Like, and I don't even feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for him. Salute to my brother Opulent, too, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Opulent, man, as well. Subscribe to my brother, man, for sure. And all right, let me go ahead and play this. Let's get into this Dana White interview, man. Let's get into this Dana White. Not Dana White, this Oscar De La Hoya interview. My bad. So let's get into this. Let me share the scrizzy. So I already got it ready. Let me pull it up. Are we ready to go? We locked and loaded. See, we got. Y'all see the scrizzy? Okay, we good. All right, we got this. Let's get it cracking.
Wednesday, perhaps, or is that just maybe? We'll see how this goes. I don't know.
I'm saving it for tomorrow, brother. Oh, and it's gonna be a good one. Oh my gosh!
It's become must-see TV, if you will, Oscar. So everyone enjoys those very much.
That boy Oscar got another clapback Thursday is on the way tomorrow. Today Thursday. So he got a clapback Thursday coming today. So we're gonna be watching closely if Oscar drop his clapback Thursday while we live on the show today, because he gonna go crazy. But he go crazy in this interview right here.
People are gonna get ripped.
Okay, what's the topic this time? Can you tell us at least who's the target?
Brother, I wish I can tell you, but you gotta see it for yourself tomorrow.
Okay, fair enough.
Ring While Boxing Podcast, my cousin, man, what's good, cuz? Make sure y'all definitely subscribe to my cousin Ring While Boxing Podcast too, man. That's family.
It's gonna be epic. Yeah.
First things first, congratulations on the new deal with DAZN. Could I ask, I remember we spoke a little bit about your deal coming to an end back in October when we were at your house. And again, thank you so much for welcoming us there. It was tremendous. Can I ask, how did the process play out? Did it take a little longer than you expected? Was this as expected? Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it did take longer than expected, but we got something done, which is truly remarkable because a lot was riding on the line. Fighters were calling, hey, is your deal done? Do we have dates? And so finally, after months and months and months of negotiating, we finally have a deal. And whether it's 1 year deal or a 10-year deal, we're actually ecstatic that we got a deal for my fighters. So I'm happy to promote these young champions and hopefully one day create the next superstar.
Dry eyes still gritty? Let them feel
My bow. Oscar De La Hoya be protecting them.
Remove
boys
contact
over
lenses
there.
before
Yeah,
using
and
my
go
bow.
to
Wait at least 30
boy
minutes
a
before
lot.
putting them back in. Eye redness and blurred vision may occur. Ivo.
Would you be happy if you stayed where you are in life and job forever? If the answer is yes, then this video is not for you.
Since you mentioned it, could I ask, is it a 1 year deal, 2 year deal, 10-year deal, 3-year deal? What could you tell us?
It's between the 1 year and the 10 year.
Okay. You don't want to say specifically.
I don't want to say.
Okay, fair enough. How does it compare to your previous deal?
Oh, it's better. Yeah, it's equally or better.
Okay.
Than the previous deal. Yeah, we've had a great relationship since what 8 years ago when I started with Canelo on the Zone, and it's been a great run. You know, we've been able to promote some of the young champions and create new world champions along the line. So it's been great for both sides.
You mentioned that it took a little bit longer than you expected. Do you have any theory as to why it took a little bit longer?
You know, my theory is that look, we want to continue building champions. We want to continue to sign the best talents out there. You know, I'm sure that the competition has gotten a little tougher in terms of signing these fighters and having competitors trying to sign these top prospects. But look, it was smooth sailing, I have to say. It's just that there were so many little details that we wanted in the contract, obviously to protect the Zone and to protect us, but most importantly to make sure that we build new champions, that we sign new champions, and the Zone is all for it. They're on board. We're partners, and we're gonna continue doing what we do at Golden Boy, and that is give you the best fights.
Could I ask?
Now, I want to add a little context too with the Golden Boy deal. With the Golden Boy deal, they have a non-exclusive deal with them, so that gives Golden Boy the leg room to be able to work with PBC, hand in hand, and work with other companies outside of the Zone. Right there, just to add context to the Golden Boy deal that they have. It's non-exclusive, by the way.
Are there a number of events attached to the deal per year that you guys are going to put on, like guaranteed X amount of events?
Yeah, we'll be doing championship shows. We'll be doing contender shows, which are shows that we highlight our top prospects and talents. We'll be showcasing Kid Austin. We'll be showcasing the likes of the fighters that we've been cultivating along the way over these years. So it's gonna be a better relationship because we finally have a contract with a partner that knows exactly what we need to produce these champions. The production level is going to be amped up. And that's a big thing for fighters these days because, as you know, for instance, fighters now, if you sign across the street with Zuffa, they're being taken away their rights to showcase their heritage, where they're from. They can't wear their colors. They can't come out with music. They can't do this and that. So I think part of this whole deal is based off of making sure the fighter has an identity. And the Zone.
But I love that he just mentioned that. And I said this last night. I literally said this to Hacker last night. I said, them boys over there with Zuffa, they can't even wear their own trunks. They can't even wear their own merch. Like, they can't even sell their own merch. Like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of things with boxing, a lot of fighters is from different countries, different races, different heritages. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, as far as the fighters, they like to show where they from, with what they ring outfit, the ring walk, the music, etc. and everything. Like, you don't have that opportunity to do a lot of that stuff over there at Zuffa. That's just the fact of the matter, man. Like, and I'm glad that Oscar literally mentioned it. I heard Oscar say this before, but I'm glad that he mentioned it again because I literally said this to Boxing Hacker last night.
Got it right off the bat, and so they're going to be able to have better production. They're going to be able to wear whatever colors they want to wear, come out to their music, and that's it. It's a big production value. Fighters really care about that stuff.
Of course. And I'm
That's a
obviously going to
fact.
ask you about them in a moment, but I did want to mention this. I don't know if you even knew this. So
Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of them boxing fans that I like to see what the guys coming out, far as the they ring outfit. You know what I'm saying? I like to see how they coming out with the ring drip. You feel me? Like I can tell you one person that came out drippy recently, Scooter Davis in his last fight. Scooter Davis had the J's on. He the first, like I think, what is that? He one of the first fighters I seen that had he had the white and orange patent leather J's on, bro, in his last fight. You know what I'm saying? I like to see the fighters get drippy out there too, man. You know what I'm saying? Box with style, man. You know what I'm saying? They give them confidence. It's like a football player. Like when I play football, I love to get drippy out there on the football side. You know what I'm saying? Like Deion Sanders say, you look good, you play good. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the fighters feel exactly going into these fights, man. Exactly the same exact way.
So yesterday was March 24th, 2026. That's when the deal was announced. Did you know, Oscar, 25 years ago yesterday, so March 24th, 2001, that was the date of your...
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. You just need a concept and a way to record it.
Arturo Gatti, 25 years
wow.
after the
25 years.
layoff,
Yeah.
the thing with
That's
Bob Arum.
interesting.
Crazy, right? So a bit of symbolism there.
It is a bit symbolism, but look, things happen for a reason. They always do. And good things always happen to good people. I've always said that, right? I mean, look, we've been working on this deal forever. And, there's times, Ariel, that I think to myself, my gosh, are we ever going to get a TV deal? Are we ever going to get a partner? Do I even want to stay in boxing? All these headaches and this and that. But you know what? At the end of the day, things happen to good people and the right thing always happens. I love the sport. I love boxing. I will continue to promote for as long as I can and making sure that I cultivate these young champions to be whoever they want to be.
Was there a part of you that thought at any point in this process, hey, if we don't come to a deal here, I might be done?
No.
Okay.
I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. I will always look for a partner.
Okay.
Our production value, our content is so valuable. I mean, what we have at Golden Boy, who wouldn't want to showcase it on their platform? And lucky enough, we were able to seal the deal with.
That just remind me. I wonder if he mentions the Swerve TV shit right here. But I wonder what's going on with the Swerve TV situation they have. Like, are they still continuing that situation they got with Swerve TV now that they signed a new deal with the Zone?
With the Zone and continue our relationship and move on and continue giving the fans the fights they want to see.
How do you feel about sharing the space, if you will, with Top Rank, their new deal?
I'm actually excited. I've worked with Bob Arum for many years, and we've done many fights together. I'm really excited because now look.
Hey, that boy Isaiah, what you do is salute, bro. He said so valuable. This motherfucker got no champions but Ryan. he got a couple of them. He got Ryan. He got Zerto until May 2nd. He got Oscar Collazo, and he has Gabriel Fundora. So he got a few. He got a few. That's a few that he got. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it ain't much other than that for real.
There's no excuse whatsoever from any promoter that's under the Zone. You include Matchroom, you include Top Rank, you include I believe Queensberry, who's under the Zone. So it's going to be exciting to see what type of matchups we can make and what kind of hybrid events we could put together. Imagine our fighters fighting Top Rank fighters and on the same cards and just cross promoting. It's going to be great for the sport. It's going to be great for the fans. I'm really excited about that.
There was a rumor floating around that DAZN was upset that the Ortiz Boots fight couldn't be made, and your future hinged on that fight being made. Is that all true?
It might be, it might not be. I really don't know. I was just focusing on.
No, Oscar, you didn't want to. Nah, Oscar, nah, you just deflected from that question 100%. So, hey, Oscar, all you had to do is say yes, bro. But he ain't gonna keep it 100 right there, man. That's why I like Ariel Hawani on these interviews. He be asking some questions that I'm going to ask you. Like, if I was Ariel, I would have asked him about the Swerve TV deal. He ain't asked him that. That's one thing he did miss. I would have asked him about Swerve TV. But right here, he asked him, was the Virgil and Boost fight hanging on the balance for their deal with DAZN? And literally, Oscar deflected from the question automatically right out the gate.
What's right for my company, and what's the right thing that we've done for Virgil's career. That's it. The judge ruled against Virgil Ortiz and Rick Meridian and, their shenanigans. And, it is what it is. We're going to move on and do what we do. Look, at Golden Boy, we try to promote our talent. We try to create champions. We literally make dreams come true. Literally. These young champions want to become heroes. They want to become the next Oscar, the next Chavez, the next Meldrick Taylor, or whoever, or George Foreman. So that's our job, to help them, achieve their dreams with their hard work inside the ring. And we just continue doing what we do. Anything hinging on our contract or DAZN or the Virgil fight and Boots, I wasn't really focused on that. I was focused on making sure that we do the right thing and we protect ourselves.
What could you tell us about the state of the relationship with Virgil? Do you think that you will be able to figure out a way to work with him in the past, or has the relationship been severed forever?
Ariel, look, I'm a grown-ass man, and I will forgive. Obviously, I'll never forget, but I will forgive. I think it's up to Virgil at this point. Look, he's 29,
That's
30 years old. He's a man. It's like,
that's a fact.
If you want to talk, if you want to patch things up, then give me a call. Or if you want me to call you, it doesn't matter. If you want to work this out, then let's work it out. Like grown men. I still feel that he received the wrong advice and now he's paying for it, which is sad because me as a fighter, I would hate to be sidelined. But when you do the wrong thing, this is what you get.
Are you hurt, Oscar?
Yeah, right there. And see, it was crazy when this whole story developed about these guys with Virgil and Oscar. A lot of people was reporting that Oscar was the one that was trying to be greedy, but Oscar was the one that had the set number. He was going with the set number that DAZN had for Boots and Virgil, which I reported and told y'all it was about 3 to 3.5 million. And they was going to split 50-50 and winner gets 5%. That was the deal that was on the table. The man Rick Meridian, he was trying to get 7 to 10 million for Virgil. And even further, they trying to get out the Golden Boy contract where Rick Meridian, he was on the side making deals with Matchroom. He had a whole 3-fight deal set with Matchroom Boxing for Virgil Ortiz, and the first fight on the deal was going to be Boots Ennis. You know what I mean? Like, they were moving outside of Oscar's wheel, you know what I'm saying? And that's why Oscar's saying he don't want to work with Rick Meridian ever again, for real. That's why he's talking about that, even though Rick Meridian has several fighters that works under Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have no choice but to work with Rick Meridian. And with the situation with Virgil, why the fuck would you want to sit out, bro? Like, why? Like, I've been on record telling y'all, Virgil needs to fire Rick Meridian. Rick Meridian is the issue. And even to add more context, Virgil's father is the issue too. Because his father is linked in heavy with Rick Meridian, and he's going off of everything what Rick Meridian says. And they got Virgil over there brainwashed, in my opinion, in this situation, to where they having Virgil fight against Oscar, which is all of this fighting is keeping motherfucking Virgil on the shelf where he's just not doing shit. Like, until Y'all figure this whole legal shit out. Virgil's going to be sitting. You know what I mean? And it's stupid as hell to see in 4K for real, because it's like, bro, you get busy, bro. Go out here and get busy. Get you another manager, bro. Fuck Rick Mirjan. Bring in somebody that's, willing to work within the business, and that's going to allow you to get some big paydays as well, and get busy out here. Like, fuck waiting on fucking Rick Mirjan trying to expand and get $7-10 million for Boots. That let me know, even in the past when y'all was trying to fight Boots at 147, y'all really was capping about that shit then, for real. Like, there's a lot of cap in boxing, bro. A lot of nasty work in boxing. And this situation right here with Virgil and Oscar, this is one of them. Because this man Virgil literally dug Boots in 4K going into a lawsuit with Oscar De La Hoya. And it's nasty work to see.
You've been here before, you on both sides of the fence, that this was someone you were working with and that the relationship has devolved into this. Do you get hurt by this? Do you get bothered by it?
I'm not Eddie Hearn, if you're telling me that. No,
that's not what fair enough.
Look, Ariel, I've had the best advice from the best promoter in the world, and that's Bob Arum. And the one thing he told me when I got into this business 20-something years ago said, Oscar, never, ever fall in love with your fighters because they will break your heart. And I learned that a long time ago. So to me,
that was deep right there. Damn. That was deep right there, dog. I ain't gonna lie. He said, never fall in love with your fighters because they will break your heart. And that is deep. Damn. Let me run that back. Damn. That was cold. That was cold right there.
That's Bob Arum. And the one thing he told.
Salute to my boy Trill Hill, man. What's good? My boy Isaiah, what you doing? He said, if Oscar keep babying his fighters, they ain't going to achieve dreams. They're going to achieve half a dream. He said, Virgil about to be 30 with no championship belts. Look what happened to Ryan. That motherfucker just got a belt at his 4th weight class. Where's Virgil going to go? Yeah, that's the thing. Virgil Ortiz hasn't been a world champion ever. You know what I mean? He's been an interim champion for a long time at 154 now the last couple of years. Like, he's never pushed his position to fight for the WBC title since he became the interim champion. You know what I'm saying? He's just been fighting, fights here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically pretty much fight. He's fighting big money fights. And I've been told y'all as far as the Virgil Ortiz and bullshit with Virgil and Rick Mirjan trying to up that bag. They up in that bag for Virgil because they know in their heart that Virgil Ortiz can't beat Boots Ennis. That's just the fact of the matter. That's why Rick Mirjan asking for $7 to $10 million, because he know in his heart that Virgil can't beat Boots Ennis, and they trying to cash his ass out for that shit. You know what I mean?
Me, when I got into this business 20-something years ago, said, Oscar, never, ever fall in love with your fighters because they will break your heart. And I learned that a long time ago. So to me, it still feels personal to a certain point because I was a fighter myself. But being on the other side of business and dealing with these fighters as a promoter, you have to put a wall in between feelings. It's, this is a business, and I've been screwed over so many times by managers, by fighters who are ungrateful. Fighters are just ungrateful when they make it to the top and they forget who got them there. They forget who helped them. They forget, they forget about everything but the dollars. And that's all that matters to them. So let's then keep it as a business.
So as of right now, as we're speaking here today, you guys haven't talked.
What that's crazy though. And that's a part of the business right there, bro. And that's why I love talking about the business of boxing, and which is a lot of content creators and a lot of media, they don't talk about business of boxing a lot. Me, myself, I like to talk about it due to the fact that it's a part of the sport. And the business matters on how the business is getting done. And, you know, just like, you know, myself, like if I'm running a business, you know, I'm running my business with CamJNetwork. You know, I got, you know, some of my guys that I work with on some of my other shows with, you know, my Buckeye Stepper show where we talk college football and stuff like that. Like, those are my friends, you know, most definitely, you know what I'm saying? We're cool, we got chemistry, we good and everything. But when it comes to business, locking in to do shows and everything, we got to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Business is business. I got to be stern on them with the business and let them know, like, yo, we doing this show on this day. This is the show. This is the topics we running. Business is business. I need my guys on point. I need y'all on point with y'all talking points, ready to go, ready to lock in. You know what I mean? Business is business at the end of the day. And it's the same thing with boxing. You know what I'm saying? You can't get your feelings caught up in with these fighters as a promoter or a manager. You know what I'm saying? Business is business. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Talked or repaired the relationship.
And salute the Oplet, my brother, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Oplet, man. I saluted you earlier, my dog, my brother, man. Doing great work on this channel, man, for sure.
So his return very much up in the air.
Planning to publish your book, you could reach 3 billion more readers if you've written a book.
There you go.
His return is up in the air. You know, they ruled against him, and his career sidelined. It's sad for him, but this is what he gets for listening to wrong advice.
And we spoke to Todd DeBoeuf last week. He was in studio, and he sort of insinuated when asked about a Zayas versus Boots Ennis fight, Xander Zayas versus Boots. Do you think that everyone has moved on from Virgil now because of all this, and it may be that fight instead?
I'll tell you one thing, which is pretty interesting. All these like shenanigans that took place made Virgil that much bigger. You know, people are talking about Virgil, you know, on a mainstream level.
I don't know about all that.
Because of what's taking place here with me and Rick Meridian, who is the worst freaking manager in the business. This fight with Boots and Virgil, yes, it's not going to happen, unfortunately, in the near future. But Zayas and Boots can go and, you know, fight, and hopefully it's a great fight, and then you know, we'll see what happens from there. But I think Virgil is out of the picture now with Boots.
Okay. When we spoke in October, Zuffa Boxing had not yet launched. They've now put on, I do believe, 4 events. What is your assessment of the product right now?
Yeah, here we go.
I feel
salute to my boy Big Dre. He said, grateful because all of the hard work they put in for no return. Now the contract is dictating how the money is split. Absolutely, brother. Salute to my dog Big Dre, man. Here we go. That man, he about to cook on this daggone Zuffa shit right here.
Feel that Zuffa will be a promoter, a boxing promoter, when they cultivate a fighter from scratch, when they produce a world champion from zero. Okay, not putting on Jai Obatai and fighting for a fake belt, the Zuffa belt. Not a fighter like Conor Benn, who they have to pay $15 million to put him on their platform. No, when you cultivate and produce a world champion from zero, that's when I will consider you, maybe consider you a boxing promoter. But until then, they fought Jai Obatai in front of 500 people in a basement at the Apex at Zuffa. Jai Obatai deserves a lot more than that. Come on, guys.
That boy Oscar. Oh shit, man. Oh man. Hey, salute to my boy Cornelius Burden, man, and my brother John's 803, man.
Guys.
How'd you feel about how that whole situation with the IBF played out, where it seemed like it was going to be involved, and then
promoter, when they cultivate a fighter from scratch, when they produce a world champion from zero, okay, not putting on Jai Obatai and fighting for a fake belt, the Zuffa belt, not a fighter like Conor Benn, who they have to pay $15 million to put him on their platform. No, when you cultivate and produce a world champion from zero, that's when I will consider you, maybe consider you a boxing promoter. But until then, they fought Jai Obatai in front of 500 people in a basement at the
he said the boys had a fight in the basement, dog. Hey, man. Oh, man, dog. This is fucking comedy, bro. I'm literally in tears. Hey, that is sick right there, bro. That is sick. Hey, he said he fought in the basement for a damn Zuffa belt, bro. I'm crying, bro. This is fucking comedy. You gotta be shitting me, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this up. Hey, salute the FaZe, man. Salute the Angie baby. Salute, sister. It's crazy.
Apex at Zuffa.
Oh, wow.
Jai Obatai deserves a lot more than that. Come on, guys.
how'd you feel about how that whole situation with the IBF played out, where it seemed like it was going to be involved, and then they stripped him, and now he's upset and seeking legal action, it seems. What do you make of this?
More lies from Dana White, more lies from TKO. It's all lies. When Max Kellerman was reporting inside the ring after the fight, and he asked Jai Obatai about the Zuffa belt, like, Jai Obatai doesn't care. He wants.
Yeah, I'm glad he mentioned that right there, bro. Real shit. Y'all, if y'all remember when we played the post-fight interview from the fight from Jai Obatai and Brandon Glenn, the man Max Kellerman asked him about the Zuffa belt. He kept asking about the Zuffa belt. The man Jai is talking about wanting to be undisputed. He didn't give a fuck about the Zuffa belt, bro. Jai didn't give a fuck about the Zuffa belt, but now he asked out now because he got nothing but the Zuffa belt now. He even got the IBF now. Like, and that's why I try to tell y'all, like, Dana White didn't give a fuck about Jai Obatai in the IBF situation, not one so bit. And that post-fight interview showed it. It showed it 100%. Even their actions the week of the fight, when they didn't even mention the IBF until the final press conference that Friday. Yeah, I mean, they didn't give a fuck about the IBF situation with Jai Obatai ever. Like, it was all cat, bro, from the beginning, dog. Real shit.
To unify all the belts. And it's pretty sad because you think about the ring ratings. What happened to them?
Yeah.
This guy he fought was ranked number 15 from the IBF, and he was ranked number 10 by the Ring magazine. I mean, come on, guys. Who's making up the rankings now? I really do.
What? Oscar, talk. Oscar, turn me up, man. Turn me up, Oscar. I've been telling y'all, the Ring rankings is bullshit. The Ring magazine rankings is ass, bro. And a lot of you fans out there, y'all be going by the Ring magazine like that shit is valid, like that shit 100. Bro, the Ring rankings is so flawed, bro. They got Virgil Ortiz, a guy that never been champion at 154, as the number one guy in the Ring magazine rankings. Like, come on. Like, let's be fucking real. Like, Oscar Collazo, great fighter, definitely, best at his weight class at 105. He's in the pound for pound top 10 in the Ring magazine. Nobody's watching Oscar Collazo like that. Let's be real. I watch him because I cover the sport, but a lot of other people not watching Oscar Collazo like that. You know what I'm saying? The Ring Magazine rankings is flawed as fuck. I've been telling y'all that shit. Like, I literally been telling y'all that. Like, you cannot go by the Ring Magazine rankings and, you know, pair up fighters and stuff because of that shit is flawed. Turkey is doing whatever the fuck he want to do with the rankings. He's putting whoever the fuck he wants to be in the top 10 in each division in the rankings and for the Ring Magazine pound for pound. That's why I said, like, fans, please do not go by the Ring Magazine rankings at all. Like, the Ring Magazine rankings is ass, bro. And the fucked up part with Ja Opatai, to add more context with Ja Opatai, he might not even have the Ring Magazine belt because he don't even have the IBS strap, and you got to be able to fight the top 5 contenders in order to have the Ring Magazine belt. It may be a chance Ja may not have that Ring Magazine belt too. That's a whole nother ball game right there that we ain't even talking about for us, Ja Opatai. You know what I mean? Which is nasty work, bro. Real shit. Like, real shit. And that boy out there said, play that. Hey, so salute to Uncle Cass, man. Uncle Cass Sports, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to Uncle Cass, man. Best in the game for us boxing history. If y'all want to know all the game with boxing history, subscribe to Cass Sports. Most definitely. I gotta say that, man. That's family. That's my uncle right there. You know what I mean? I'm learning a lot in the history from him right there. Let me read.
And it's pretty sad because you think about the ring ratings.
Oh, let me write that back.
Come on, guys.
How'd you feel about how
for a fake belt, the Zuffa belt, not a fighter like Conor Benn, who they have to pay $15 million to put him on their platform. No, when you cultivate and produce a world champion from zero, that's when I will consider you, maybe consider you a boxing promoter. But until then,
100% on that.
It's they fought Jai Obatai in front of 500 people in a basement at the Apex at Zuffa. Jai Obatai deserves a lot more than that.
Build out.
I gotta clip that up, man, today after the show.
Meet Base 44.
That's fucking comedy, man.
how'd you feel about
He said they fought that man in a basement, dog. Hey, salute to my brother SBG Bello, man, with the $2 in the super chat. He said, support my guy CamJ, man. Appreciate my dog SBG Bello. Oh my God, man. That is the funniest shit, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit the cash app, man. Hit the super chat, man. And we got some shit. This ain't even the only interview we reacted to. We got some shit today. This shit crazy. Let me fast forward. Let me get to the back to them.
And he was ranked number 10 by the Ring magazine. I mean, come on, guys. Who's making up the rankings now? I really do think that the Ring rankings, are out the window. I mean, I don't think there's any integrity there whatsoever. The Ring.
But I'm gonna say this though. You know who had the Ring magazine before Turkey Al-Sheikh did? Mr. Oscar De La Hoya. You should have never sold the Ring magazine to Turkey Al-Sheikh in the fucking first place. You needed that cash at that time, it seemed to me, and you end up selling the Ring magazine. And look what the Ring magazine is now. The Ring magazine is pure bullshit. It's no integrity at all with the Ring magazine at all. Like, it lost, like, the Ring magazine was supposed to be the Bible for boxing. You get all your information, all of that, from Ring magazine. It had integrity. Before Oscar purchased it, it had integrity. But it totally lost the whole lackluster and the whole persona for the Ring magazine, the history and the integrity behind Ring magazine. It totally lost that 100% now. You know what I'm saying? Because Oscar took it and Oscar wasn't doing nothing with it. And now Turkey has it. He bought it from Oscar. And Oscar, he looking like he regretful of this shit right over there right now. Most definitely. You know what I mean? And salute to my boy B King, man. What's good, brother? My dog, man, my family. And Isaiah, salute to my dog with a $2 super chat. He said, down the hall, take the elevator to the basement. Hey, bro, I'm clipping that shit up, bro. That shit was fucking comedy, man.
Belt was the Ring magazine was everything for 100 years, let's say, and now it can just be in the trash can. I mean, might as well. It means nothing, and that's exactly what the Zuffa belt. The Zuffa belt. I mean, this pin is worth more than the Zuffa belt. This here is worth more than the Zuffa belt.
Bro, I literally said, I said that shit on D1 show yesterday in the comments yesterday. I said, man, the Zuffa belt is worth a damn 25-cent bubble gum out the damn bubble gum machine at a barbershop, bro. That shit ain't worth shit. It ain't worth nothing.
It means nothing. It's just a name.
Do you regret selling the ring?
Good question.
Do I regret it? The way things are going, I actually do. And I never regret anything. When I had the Ring magazine, I kept its integrity. I kept the panel of writers from all over the world who were deciding who's number one, who's number two, making sure its integrity is in place. And I could have sustained it for forever if I wanted to, but Turkey came along, and I thought I was selling it to a person who really cared for the sport and was going to hold its integrity, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, because I saw in your
damn. Salute to my sister, Miss Joette. This came in the building, my sister. You already know the vibe, sis. And I want to respond to J.O.21. He said, to be fair to Zuffa, they gave Opatai his biggest payday, $1.5 million, so at least he got paid. That's the thing. But if you notice with John Opatai, he don't give a fuck about the money and shit. He just want to fight. He wants to fight, and he wants to become undisputed. And him being over there at Zuffa, he's not going to have the chance to. His dreams of becoming undisputed is over. That shit is finito. Out of there. Bye-bye. No undisputed for John Opatai. And that's his dream. And he don't give a fuck about the money. He wants to become undisputed, and he's not going to have his opportunity being over there with Zuffa, my brother.
Your Instagram just a couple of days ago where you were talking about the Ali Act, and I'm going to ask you about it in a moment, but you did say, why isn't the media covering this? Are you all bought and paid for? What's going on here? And let's be honest, a lot of the boxing media now works for the ring.
So
when I saw that, and when I just heard
your to hear that what he said.
The way things are going, I actually do. And I never regret anything. When I had the Ring magazine, I kept its integrity. I kept the panel of writers from all over the world who were deciding who's number one, who's number two, making sure its integrity is in place. And I could have sustained it for forever if I wanted to, but Turkey came along, and I thought I was selling it to a person who really cared for the sport and was going to hold its integrity, but I guess I was wrong.
I want to stop it there. It's interesting to hear Oscar's perspective right there with the Ring magazine. Him basically letting us know that he regrets selling the Ring magazine to Turkey because he thought Turkey was going to have integrity and have real morals behind the Ring magazine, and he totally thought wrong, and now he regrets selling the Ring magazine to Turkey Al-Sheikh, which that's a very interesting perspective, because now that gives your true insight from Oscar how he thinks of Turkey Al-Sheikh, where he feel like, yeah, motherfucking dude don't give a fuck about the sport. He has the mindset, he has the perspective of a lot of us fans and a lot of us guys in media that we have about Turkey Al-Sheikh now, which is a very interesting perspective from Oscar De La Hoya right now in this age right now, for sure.
Yeah, because I saw on your Instagram just a couple of days ago where you were talking about the Ali Act, and I'm going to ask you about it in a moment. But you did say, why isn't the media covering this? Are you all bought and paid for? What's going on here?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, a lot of the boxing media now works for the ring. And so when I saw that and when I just heard your comments, I did wonder, in retrospect now, do you wish you had not sold it?
Yeah, bro. A lot, and the crazy part, and I love Ariel asking that question. That
Well, look,
I love him asking that question due to the fact that a lot of media hasn't been covering the Muhammad Ali Revival Act. Like myself, Jag Queen Boxing, we got content together talking about the Muhammad Ali Act, and Turkey Al Sheikh and Sella purchasing EA Sports and everything with one of our reader rooms shows that we got. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of other content creators, a lot of my contemporaries, my peers and stuff like that. Like some of us has talked about the Muhammad Ali Act on YouTube, but out there in the atmosphere for some of the journalists or some of the writers and stuff, a lot of these people are under Ring Magazine. Turkey Al Sheikh has bought out a lot of these guys in media, and a lot of these guys have not been covering it. Now they covered when they passed that shit the other day with the House. They pushing that shit crazy the other day. You know what I mean? But a lot of media hasn't covered this story with the Muhammad Ali Revival Act exclusively like we've done. You know what I'm saying? Now we're going to continue to do it so because it's a big story in boxing. It truly is.
I never regret anything in life because everything happens for a reason, like I said before. But I think I have so much passion and love for boxing that I actually do regret this one.
How is your relationship with Turkey these days?
Good question.
I speak to Dr. Rakan a lot because of business, but I haven't spoken to Turkey in a while.
Why is that?
He's a busy man. I'm pretty sure he does his businesses all over the world. He's involved in everything. So I'm sure that I'm sure I'll be speaking to him very soon, as we do have a Ryan fight coming up.
Who would that be against?
Not sure yet.
Okay.
Not sure yet. I'm hoping it's Devin Haney.
Yeah, that would be the big one.
I think that.
Whoa! Stop the presses. Stop the presses. And people say that the man Ryan don't want to fight. Hey man, oh my God! Continue. Let me rewind that back right there. I like that talk right there. I love that type of talk.
His businesses all over the world. He's involved in everything. So I'm
salute to Bruce Gas, man. Salute to Bruce Gas, my God. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother Bruce Gas, man. One of the best of the game in boxing on YouTube, man, as well, man.
I'm sure that I'm sure I'll be speaking to him very soon, as we do have a Ryan fight coming up.
Who would that be against?
Not sure yet.
Okay.
Not sure yet. I'm hoping it's Devin Haney.
Yeah, that would be the big one.
I think that'll be the biggest fight out there for both guys. It's an opportunity for Devin Haney to obviously get revenge and vindicate himself. But for Ryan, it'll just put a stamp on his legacy once again. What he did the first time around will obviously justify, that he was ready and a better fighter the second time around.
Again, when we spoke in October, things weren't great, but then he had the fight in February, and it seemed like things were great, that fight week and whatnot. How are things between you and Ryan these days?
We're actually cool.
Okay.
We're actually cool. Look, like I said, I don't take anything personal with fighters, and I don't fall in love with fighters, and because they'll break your heart. But when there's business to be done, hey, I'm right there, making sure that I want to get the best, the biggest purse for my fighters. I want to make sure that my fighter is taken care of, and we're taken care of. So that's all that matters to me. I'm building Golden Boy as a brand. That's my love.
Have there been talks with Team Haney about making this fight yet?
No, there hasn't been
Okay.
any talks whatsoever. So we're hoping by July we have a fight in place here in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile, most likely, or maybe even the Allegiant Stadium. But those talks will start very soon.
And when you say by July, do you mean the fight would happen in July or it get finalized in July?
Yeah, it could happen in July.
Okay, amazing.
Could happen in July.
Okay. What about this Ali Act? It passed through the House.
That's interesting right there. So, I can't wait till we play this Rolly shit. I can't wait. We're going to play this Rolly shit, man. It made me want to play it next almost damn near now. Because Devin still hasn't signed for Rolly yet. Rolly's still waiting for Devin to sign for their fight right now. Oscar De La Hoya said that they're looking to fight Devin Haney next and possibly fight him next in July. And they're looking at T-Mobile Arena or Allegiant Stadium. Now, my thing with the Allegiant Stadium, I think it's pure bullshit. Like, it's no fucking reason Ryan and Devin should fight at Allegiant Stadium. They barely couldn't fucking sell out the damn Barclays. They had the comp tickets out, had Bill Haney on the streets out there at Brooklyn giving out free tickets to people at the Barclays the day of they fight. So, no, they don't need to do – they scrap the Allegiant Stadium fucking thoughts. Scrap that shit. T-Mobile, that's cool. They can do numbers at T-Mobile. MGM Grand, those two venues, boom. Ryan and Devin, sell out, pack that bitch out. But Allegiant Stadium, no. Too big for them. Too big. Them guys ain't that damn big, right? No. Devin Haney ain't that fucking big to fight in Allegiant Stadium. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, we ain't about to do that now. You know what I mean? We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. Man.
It seems inevitable that it's going to pass. As you're watching all this transpire now, what are you thinking?
Well, it doesn't seem inevitable. I mean, it still has to pass through the Senate.
Okay.
I've had various conversations with members from the Senate, and they invited me in a few weeks to Washington and speak. And so I'm going to be there. And this is what's mind-boggling to me is that nobody's reporting on it. Nobody's talking about it. I'm expecting the boxing community to be in Washington. I'm not sure exactly what day it is, but it's in a few weeks, and I'll be there. But it feels like I'm fighting this fight alone. It's pretty odd. But look, that's what TKO is. That's what Zuffa is. That's what Dana is. They're always sneaky. And they had a hearing. What was it, yesterday or a couple of days ago, where they passed it? Mm-hmm. It was all sneaking. It was all under the radar. Nobody knew about it.
All under the radar.
So hopefully,
like, we didn't know about them having the bill literally probably 2 days prior. You know what I'm saying? Like, usually you would know something about that ahead of time. We knew that it was happening, but we didn't know when. So, like, they're doing a lot of this shit with the Muhammad Ali Act. They're doing a lot of this shit under the wraps, bro. And it's real nasty work to see it in 4K and cover it, bro, because they're literally doing whatever the fuck they want with this shit right now, bro. Real shit.
With me showing up, with me,
Brother Huey was good. My dog was good, brother.
Me being prepared, talking to the Senate, hopefully convincing him, and hopefully it gets derailed.
I do have to say, I feel like we've talked about it a lot on the show, and right now on our website, uncrowned.com, which is part of Yahoo, the top story is the Muhammad Ali American Boxing Revival Act offers the worst of boxing and MMA. We have a massive story up there, Oscar, on this. So when you say no one's talking about it, I hope you're not talking about us, because we have been.
I take that back, and you're probably the only one who hasn't been bought. So I respect that.
That is true. I think that is true, by the way. I think we're the last. That's why I say we're the last of a dying breed. You and I both, we're the last of a dying breed.
But, Oscar, you know what I'm saying? Just to, you know what I'm saying, go back. You was bought, though. You were bought by Turkey. You was over there singing the great, talents of Turkey Al-Sheikh and over there, deeding Turkey Al-Sheikh over there. You know what I mean? So you part of the issue, Oscar. That's the problem with this shit. So, like Oscar, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Bob Earl, they're part of the problem with Turkey Al-Sheikh because they allowed Turkey Al-Sheikh to come into space and to do a lot of this shit that he's doing. Where Turkey Al-Sheikh is playing these boys cock over there. He don't give a. I told y'all for a long time ago, Turkey Al-Sheikh don't give a fuck about these other promoters. He's in this shit for himself. He's in this shit for Saudi Arabia. And he's shown his true colors every bit of the time. You know what I'm saying? Within, each month as he's been in boxing. It's always bullshit between Turkey Al-Sheikh. You know what I'm saying? But Oscar has to understand you're the problem, though. Y'all the ones that was beating Turkey Al-Sheikh and allowing him to do what he want to do, paying for y'all events and everything. You know what I mean? And now y'all boys is regretting that shit.
Oscar.
Look, we have platforms where we have to educate and be responsible and make sure that the fans know, the fighters know. We're doing the right thing for the sport. So it's an uphill battle, but hey, like I said, I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter first.
Yes. And the fight, the proverbial fight, if you will, between you and Dana White continues to rage on. He did say some things about you recently. Can I play you a clip and get your response? Would that be possible?
Yeah, give me more ammunition for my clapback.
Here we go.
Working hard, but something's holding you back.
It's 8:01. You're late.
These guys like Eddie and Oscar's on a sinking ship and will not shut the fuck up. This guy it's fascinating. He's gonna have to throw the panties and fucking and stockings back on and get on OnlyFans fans to start paying his rent. My boy's running out of money. His ship is sinking very fast and he's talking shit all the way down. Is that what you wanted? Is that what you wanted, everybody? There you go.
That about wraps it up with Dana.
Panties and fishnets back on, jump on OnlyFans and pay that $23 million in fucking rent, yo, buddy. Talking shit and fucking.
Damn.
That's a lot of OnlyFans.
All right. So what do you think of that, Oscar? What do you have to say in response?
He's a joke. That's all I can say. He's a Neanderthal joke. That's all he is. And the things he talks so much, he says crap shit. He doesn't say shit. He just talks. It's crazy. I mean, if you really pay attention, he doesn't say nothing. It's amazing. And so, I mean, look, it's funny how he talks about, your building being, whatever, by the banks and this and that. If you knew business, you would understand. And I'm not going to explain it. Like, I'm not going to explain to Dana, well, there's a loan involved and this and that. Downtown LA, I mean, if anybody knows, all the buildings in downtown are like empty. It's pretty crazy what's happening in downtown. So this was just simply a business move, just like any other businessman would do. So, but I'm not going to explain it because Dana's full of shit. And the pantyhose, I mean, come on. 30 years ago, just please stop with, that's all you have? I mean, please, come on, Uncle Fester. That's all you have is pantyhose. He probably fucking watches that picture and fucking, probably loves it. He probably loves it. That's why he talks about it so much. He loves them.
Oh, my dear.
Yeah, it's crazy. But look, on a serious note,
yes,
what TKO and Dana and Zuffa, what they're doing, look, they're pigs with lipstick. That's all they are. They're really trying to convince the world that they're doing the right thing for the fighter. No, they're not. It's not the right thing to do. They are not doing the right thing. The revival Muhammad Ali Act, no. They're just covering up. That's all they're doing. And poor fighters, when they sign, they're screwed. They really are.
Why do you think they're screwed?
Obertai was tricked into fighting in front of 500 people, thinking he was going to unify, and they tricked him. I mean, come on, that's not right.
Facts.
Dana,
I told y'all, Ja Obertai was a test dummy for fucking Zuffa with the sanctioning bodies. He was a test dummy. You know what I mean? Like, They don't care about Ja Opatai having an IBF strap. They want Ja Opatai to be representing that Zuffa belt. And Ja Opatai showed you in the post-fight interview that he didn't give a fuck about the Zuffa belt. He wanted to unify, but not so fast. Ja Opatai, you're finito with this whole undisputed unified talk now because you don't have the IBF now.
Keep saying, judge me in a year, see what we do in a year. They signed the Sky Sports deal, obviously the Paramount Plus deal. It seems like they've got some big deals and they're about to sign some big names. I think Edgar Berlanga is hinting Richardson Hitchens as well. What do you think? What do you think it will look like in a year?
Well, that again, Uncle Turkey is funding the whole league. And like I said, when they produce a champion from scratch, from zero, then I will give them some credit because it takes a lot of knowledge. It takes a lot of work to build a fighter from scratch. It's so easy to get funding from Turkey and put them on your platform. That's easy. I can do that in a heartbeat. But to take fighters from when they're amateurs turning pro and producing world champions, that's when I'll kind of give you the stamp of approval and say, okay, now you're a boxing promoter.
You mentioned Eddie earlier.
I agree with that standpoint, though. Zuffa has to build one of their own guys from the ground up to be 100% official. All they're doing is taking leftovers from the other companies. That's all they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Edgar Berlanga, like Isaiah, what you doing? He said Edgar Berlanga on that motherfucker. He said he a Latin rapper down. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Edgar Berlanga, I don't know what he's doing out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know he was talking about fighting Chris Eubank Jr., but Chris Eubank Jr. wanted to fight at 164. And we know Edgar Berlanga can't fight at 164. That motherfucker was 193 the night of the fight fighting Canelo. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, this shit nasty work, bro. For real. Like, it's just nasty.
And I wondered if you think it's interesting that it seems like, Zuffa is in a business relationship with Turkey, and Turkey had a relationship with Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. It seems like that's continuing in some way, shape, or form, but yet it was the Riyadh season crew that funded the signing of Conor Benn to take him away.
Oh yeah. I meant to mention that too. Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, they just signed on for extra partnership with Riyadh season just now. They just read up terms with Riyadh season for us a sponsorship just now with Riyadh season just now, which is very interesting in this fact too with Eddie Hearn.
From Eddie, and that meant so much to him. He was so hurt. It felt to me like a bit of a fracture of the relationship. Am I reading it wrong, or do you read it the same way?
Who knows? I mean, one day you see Eddie, talking about Turkey. The other day they're holding hands and the relationship is great. And who knows what's going on behind closed doors? One thing about me and the business is that you stay in your own lane, you focus on the job at hand, and you do the best job possible. Boxing right now is full of funny money, because of Turkey, right? And people are scrambling and people are trying to get a hold of that money. Look, when you're doing the right thing and you stay in your lane and you focus on your own business, everything else is irrelevant. Everything else is just, like I said, funny money. So whatever relationship Eddie has with Turkey and and Dana and Eddie are fighting, and who knows if it's true or not? Who knows if it's real? All I have to focus on is my business and continue growing Golden Boy and producing world champions. That's all I'm focused on.
I agree with that 100% right there, man. We're gonna go. Let's go ahead and go to this next, man. Right here. Great interview from Oscar right there. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and go to this next one, man, with Miss Clarissa Shields, man, on Breakfast Club. How long is this interview? I ain't listening to her talk about. I just really want to hear her talk about Layla for real. 14 minutes? All right, that's cool.
Her and she get $2. Do you ever get like today. I just want you to know that. She gonna turn that into another.
Saying something about you that's not true is like that is where I'd be like, you know what?
Black too though.
Okay, she made him black. From there, already locked and loaded.
Oh, that'd be fire. Clarissa. Swing on envy to make an example.
I don't know about that, Clarissa. I don't know about that, Clarissa, baby girl. Clarissa, baby girl, walk with me, talk with me real quick, man. And I love Clarissa as far as in the ring, outside of the ring. Like Clarissa right now, she needs a PR team, like a real PR team, literally. And I told my sister Jag Queen Boss, said I texted her this the other day because we was talking about this yesterday. I was like, Clarissa has to have the worst PR team in sports history. Her PR team is fucking horrible. Like, why do y'all continue to allow her to be on these platforms right here, talking so much? A lot of these interviews make her look bad, man. Like, it really does. Like, that's just the fact of the matter, man. And I just don't understand why they allow her to continue to do what she does in these interviews. And then, of course, the Breakfast Club, they ask her about Layla Ali. And, of course, she's going to paint the whole picture of Layla Ali hating on her. No, you were the one that started this whole shit with Layla Ali, Clarissa. You started this whole shit with her. She was cool. Y'all was both cool and everything. And then you went out there and said, oh, I want to fight Layla Ali. And then this whole conversation about you and Layla Ali came about where y'all start going back and forth at each other. And it's been going on for several years now. And you're continuing on. Layla Ali ain't said shit about you in recent time. She ain't said shit about you. And you continuing on, going at Layla. For what? You're not going to fight Layla. So what's the fucking point of talking about Layla Ali if you're not going to fight her? You know what I mean? That's my personal case right there. Clarissa there she goes, talk about fighting Layla Ali. Clarissa won't acknowledge the fact that Layla was pushing you and promoting you as that one until you went against the grain and mentioned you wanted to fight Layla Ali years ago. Like, that's the thing Clarissa don't leave in the context, man. And that's why she be getting cooked when she be in these interviews. Clarissa, one thing about your brand, for one, you only fighting in one city. You ain't fighting across the country where you're not fighting in Atlanta or Vegas or, LA or New York. You're only fighting in fucking Detroit, Michigan at Little Caesars Palace. Like, your last few fights has been there. It ain't like you marketing your brand where you're fighting across the country and everything. You're not doing that. In order you to increase that stardom, we want to see Clarissa fight in different cities. And I believe she can do good numbers in different cities, but we want to see it. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully her next fight is in a different city besides Detroit, Michigan. You know what I mean? We want to see her elsewhere. You know what I mean? And we want to see her fight Shadeja Green too. And hopefully we can get that fight too, by the way.
About that.
My boy Rick Tills, man, my brother, he said, salute to Layla. He said, I heard her have a nice, peaceful interview last night. Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. I might react to that. Not today. I'm gonna react to that probably tomorrow.
She's like, oh, this is how
that boy Isaiah, what you doing? Said I wrote this. He said Clarissa. He said, I wrote this so. He said Clarissa wearing a choir dress while Papoose looking like the pastor walking around with the collection plate. Bruh, man, dog. That song is nasty. Nobody knows fucking win records, Clarissa. Nobody don't take you serious as an artist, my baby girl. Like, we just gotta be real with it, man. We gotta be real. Like, come on. Oh, let me go to all right. So, Clarissa, I say this again. We want to see Clarissa versus Shadeja Green. Of course, Shadeja Green, she fighting Lonnie Daniels coming up. I don't see why Shadeja, if she beats Lonnie Daniels, that she can't be next. I don't see why that can't be next. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. But I want to see Clarissa expand her brand fighting in different cities.
BKE ESPN is
like,
now
I
the
definitely
home
want to
of
see her expand her brand.
MLB.TV.
She shouldn't stand still where she just fighting she shouldn't stand still where she just fighting at one spot. You know what I'm saying? Just fighting at Michigan the whole time. Like let's see her fight in some different cities and expand her stardom and show her star power 100%. That's really going to show your star power if you can sell out in different cities and everything. You know what I mean? And that's the fact right there. You know what I mean? That boy David Lynch said Shields lost her damn mind. And BBO said Alicia Baumgartner. Hey, Alicia, man. She fighting. She coming up April 17th, man. Alicia, she claiming she the face out here. She claiming she the face out here, bro. And you can't be mad at it. Clarissa claims she the GOAT. Why not? Why can't Alicia say that she the face of boxing right now? Nobody's claiming it like that 100%. You know? You feel me? That boy BVO said, Cam, you a wild boy. Let the GOAT talk that monkey. It's good for biz. Shut up, man. Like, the thing is, Carissa, some of the business deals, like, she doing with, like, win records or a rap deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody cares for it. Zeus Network. Like, she's trying to be on baddies and shit. Like, who the fuck want to watch Clarissa on baddies and everything? You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, that's not real representation for women in boxing. That baddie shit, you know what I'm saying? Fighting and all that shit, arguing with women and all that shit. Nah, that ain't where it's at. That ain't no classy shit, man. Come on, we gotta read the room right with that shit, bro. Real shit. Like that ain't a part of being a true woman in the sport. And her talking about wanting to fight other men, fighting Triple G and Rolly and Keith Thurman and shit. That ain't no woman. That ain't no real woman shit to me, in my opinion. Yes, you are a competitor, and yes, you feel like you can beat anybody in the world. I understand that as a competitor, but at the same time, though, you shouldn't be pushing that narrative that you can just beat all of these guys out here. You know what I mean?
But world champ Sebastian Fundora is towering above the competition. Can Thurman win a major world title one more time? Fundora versus Thurman, Saturday live on PBC on pay-per-view on Prime Video.
On Saturday night, he challenges for the WBC welterweight title against Sebastian Fundora, live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime. Keith, one-time Thurman.
The boy Keith came out there throwing shirts though.
What's up, Keith? What's up, bro?
Keith,
bro. I'm good.
Keith, great to see you. Fight week is here. Please talk to us about how camp has been.
Oh man, camp's been great, man. This fight's been a long time coming. We were already, anticipating this fight last year, so, sometimes you gotta wait to let the beat drop and just have that anticipation, man. But this is just one of the greatest matchups of the year. This is just a great fight for boxing, for fight fans, and for the sport right now. Obviously, it's a great opportunity for myself, Keith One-Time Thurman, back at the elite stages, going for the WBC world title. And, man, I'm just so grateful, happy to be here. What's up, Las Vegas?
That boy Keith turned up.
Keith, I seen a recent interview when you said that Sebastian still has a memory of still getting knocked out. And I was like, he seems like he wants to knock this guy out. He said you capping. He said that you don't think that, and that you don't think you're gonna knock him out, and that Sebastian's past that. What do you have to say to that?
Look, okay, let's talk about, let's do it from a reverse order.
Okay.
Let's start with Sebastian is past that, right?
Yeah.
He is, right?
Yeah.
He's done a lot. He's redeemed himself. he's steamrolling. But see, this is what you got to really analyze what Thurman says, right? I'm not talking about.
I don't know about the promotion. I mean, far as that COE films, the promotion, it's not a big budget for as a promotion for as this fight. I can say in particular, but PBC's not struggling at all. You know what I mean? Like, you can go check out my interview with my brother Kenneth Boyheri from PBC, and it's nothing wrong with PBC at all. They're good. They're doing their own thing in their own lane. You know what I'm saying? They weren't the ones that was dick eating Turkey Al-Sheikh for a lot of cash. Yeah, they sent fighters over there, but Turkey wasn't funding PBC events like he was doing the other guys. And the other guys, look what they doing over there to them other guys. They taking their fighters, etc. over there. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I would say, for us this fight in particular, for us this fight being an $80 per pay-per-view fight, I don't believe it's an $80 pay-per-view fight. I believe it should be a free fight, in my opinion. But as media, we're gonna buy the fight, we're gonna cover the fight, and you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Y'all gonna still watch it regardless if y'all pay for it or not. Y'all be regardless, y'all be. So it is what it is.
That he's scared of being knocked out right now. That's not what I said, right? I said that on a cellular level, that his body is not his conscious mind. This is, man, you got to understand psychology, people. This is his subconscious. Okay. This is in the back of the hemisphere. That when I hit him, I can hit him on the arm. I can hit him to the body. I can hit him on his cheek. I can bust him in the nose. That heavy hitter, the first time it hits him, he's going to know that he's in with a real puncher. This is boxing. You got people who box. You got people who tap, 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 and you got people that rock it. Pop, 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 And so when the heavy shot comes in, there's something in his whole body that's going to remember for him. This is going to be a reaction, like a gag reflex, right? This is going to be a reaction that he can't hold back. It's got nothing to do with what I say. It's got nothing to do with how I feel. And it doesn't got nothing to do with what this man says. You know what I'm saying? So this is just psychology, people. This is being a warrior, a gladiator. When you step into that arena, when you know what it's like to put your life on the line, yeah, we're grown men. Yeah, we tough. But to say that we're fearless, now that's a lie. Every man has fear, but can you bring it out of them? And that's what I'm planning to do Saturday night.
Damn.
You're one sentence away from launching a website with base
passionate when he talk, man.
Since the beginning of the internet, there's never
he
been such a fun...
shit. That boy Keith.
Well, Keith, yeah, you got well, he said a few things, and you took it all the way to the subconscious molecular level on that one. About
that's how it works, baby. That's where my statement's coming from. It's going to be a memory, a cellular memory. It's going to be a reverb. Just like when that bass hits, boom, boom, boom. You in the back of the club, and it's hitting you in the chest, boom, boom. It shakes every cell of the body, baby.
Yeah, I think it's a healthier bit of fear that he's gotten since that knockout, though, and it showed. Like I was telling Cam. It showed in that first Zoo fight, but I think he's back, like you said, steamrolling guys again, but with a healthy cautious of knowing his mortality.
No, so the fear helped him evolve.
Let me respond to COE. Showtime stepped away from sports, period, bro. They stepped away from sports, period. Like the basketball show that they had with Matt Barnes and those guys and stuff, like they literally stepped away from sports. Period, bro. You know what I mean? Just to add context to that. So PBC's with Amazon Prime, one of the best apps in the world. You know what I'm saying? That has millions and millions of subscribers, bro. Like they're good. So they have no debt, they're good. So I don't understand why you going at PBC so much. And Turkey Al-Sheikh right now, he's in the current war. Turkey Al-Sheikh isn't even buying and purchasing a lot of fights. All his focus right now is mainly on Zuffa boxing right now. You know what I mean? And Zuffa boxing ain't the hottest thing smoking right now, to be honest. It's not. They've been putting on they put on maybe one good event out of the 4 events they've had. You know what I mean?
Right? Sometimes in life, you got to be knocked down before you really move forward. You got to take a few.
I don't understand why y'all guys be going at PBC so much. Like, I be wondering, like, why y'all be doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially y'all being black guys and it's owned by a guy that's, you know, a well-successful guy that's black and everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why y'all be going at them like that. I don't understand the logic of that. You know what I mean? Like, they're the only company that didn't hand their company over to Turkey Al-Sheikh like these other guys did. And you should be able to respect that they was the only guys that stood really 10 toes tall on this situation. You know what I mean?
Few steps back before you can really grow and elevate yourself, right? And we don't want to experience this in life. We all want comfort. We want to sit at home. We want to have our...
Now, talk that shit, Ace Austin. My brother said PBC struggling. Meanwhile, Eddie and Oscar can't put on a show without their daddy. Losing their fighters to Dana White, their white daddy. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all Zuffa's doing is taking leftovers. They taking leftovers from other companies. They're not building their own guys. They're not building their own champions. I mean, like, come on. Like, that's if we're gonna have that conversation, let's have the real conversation and talk about all the guys across the board. Like I always tell y'all, like, y'all always be so one-sided with shit, but y'all don't go across the board of what the whole entire landscape is going on. What's going on with the whole entire landscape with all the promoters. You know what I mean? And that's why y'all guys losing a lot of these debates. I continue to tell you guys that shit.
Chips, we want Netflix, we want AC units, you know. We want everything so comfortable in life. But when life gets real, it gets really uncomfortable, right? And then that's where you grow. Keith Thurman has grown. I'm 30 years in the game. This young man is growing today. And we're both going to bring all our knowledge, all our wisdom into this up-and-coming fight Saturday night. And that's one of the things that makes this fight so great.
Let me ask you about what Sebastian said at your press conference, your virtual press conference last week. I'm sure you heard it. You were on the call. He said the OGs, he says older fighters, a lot of them really shouldn't be fighting anymore. So what do you say to Sebastian Fundora if he's not just coming? What's your response if he's not just coming to win? He's not just coming to stop Keith Thurman. He's coming to retire Keith one-time Thurman at the MGM Saturday night.
I mean, he better. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't got no plans on retiring. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to.
He a slick talking motherfucker,
you got to think
boy.
big. And then wherever that limit is, whatever your biggest thought is in life, you got to break that down and go bigger than that. You know? So I think he's just trying to have that accomplishment. What's the best?
Then COE put the blame for across the board. Don't just go at PBC, my brother. That's all I ask. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these guys, they'll say the promoters, they allow Turkey Al-Sheikh to infiltrate the sport and do what he doing. You know what I mean? And PBC was one of the only ones that ain't really moved at the way that the other companies did. They didn't dick eat Turkey Al-Sheikh for paychecks. They didn't. You know what I mean? And you got to give credit to that because look at what them other guys have going on right now. You know, a lot of them guys have a lot of disdain for Turkey Al-Sheikh, but they won't voice it publicly 100% because they still getting a lot of paper from him. Only thing PBC has done for us, Turkey Al-Sheikh, has gave their fighters to fight on some of their events, some of the guys that wouldn't be main event on some of their cards. Yeah, they didn't lend some of the fighters to stay active and do just like the other companies. You know what I'm saying? Top Rank, they was getting sponsored by Turkey, and then they start seeing how Turkey was moving. They start, moving a little cautious with Turkey Al-Sheikh too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just got to keep the energy with everybody across the board with that shit. You feel me? Like, that's all. Like, yeah, salute to my boy Rick Towns. He said, Cam, sadly, being wishy-washy and biased is the name of this YouTube boxing shit. Folks are tribal and their favorite fighter is flawless. By every other fighter they pick apart. That's what I'm saying. Like, Like we gonna criticize people, bro. Y'all gotta criticize people across the board. Like y'all pick and choose who y'all want to criticize. You know what I mean? Like keep it 100 with everybody across the board. That's all I'll be asking on my platform. Like I don't mind if any of y'all have different opinion of mine. You know what I'm saying? Just come with some logic to the situation, though. You know what I'm saying? And know your shit.
Best thing that I can do, is it win? No. Is it knock Keith Thurman out? Yes. No. It's make Keith Thurman retire, right? And then that's thinking big in life, baby. That's going for the dreams. That's going for the goals.
Crazy.
But this is 30 years in the game, man. I'm telling you, it's not just an OG, man. This is hard work. This is dedication. It's what you are about to see is the manifestation of 30 years of a dream and a dreamer that keeps on dreaming. And I'm just trying to make my dreams come true by,
I mean, the thing is, COE, yeah, you say Turkey tried to make the fight happen then, but what about now? And then it wasn't even up to Turkey now because of the fact the zone had the deal on deck, and Virgil Ortiz, they the ones that's being greedy. Virgil Ortiz and Rick Mirjan is the one that's asking for $7 to $10 million. Oscar had everything set in place for Virgil to fight, but them boys being greedy because they know in reality, if they was to fight fucking Boots Sanders, they know Virgil Ortiz is going to lose that fucking fight. So that's why they trying to up the bag and cash Virgil Ortiz out on a Boots Sanders fight. And that's why the fuck it's not happening. You got Virgil Ortiz in a whole legal action right now with Oscar De La Hoya right now. All because motherfucker want to up his bag to fight Boots Sanders. Like, come on. Like,
clocking this boy upside his head.
We do
We
this
were going
shit.
back and forth, and there was a question. And we were saying, is this a redemption story?
You don't know what it means to live this life that I live. When I tell you, you can call me the joy man because I'm so happy to be here. Living the dream. When I step in that ring, I wear the red, the white, and the blue because it's my American dream to be here in Las Vegas, to be performing for you. Win, lose, or draw, the dream is coming true.
Talk that shit.
To that?
Are you just?
Where's the badge to that? I want to hear. Now I just want to hear
and I will
talking too much shit
take
by
to the
himself.
skies.
I just want to hear him and Sebastian go back and forth there,
You will always be a worm.
so I can get to this Rolly video.
Wait and see. Red Bull gives you wings.
God damn it! Hit me with another one.
You just want to end the night. Boom. Give somebody that highlight for Keith Thurman's boxing style.
Here we go.
Maybe front.
Okay.
Tell us that, but maybe front right here in front of us. Quick little. Yeah, yes, sir.
There go my boy Kenneth right there.
We've got the WBC
And the
Super
yellow-
Welterweight World Champ.
There go my boy Kenneth right there from PBC, right there in the yellow.
Champion Sebastian.
I go see him.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Help the pay-per-view. Maybe front.
Okay.
Tell us that, but maybe front right here in front of us. Quick little.
You see right there in the yellow hoodie, that's Kenneth Bohiri right there, PBC director right there. That's my dog. That's my dog right there.
We've got the WBC Super Welterweight World Champion Sebastian Fundora.
Oh my God. Look at the height advantage. Oh my God. Sebastian laughing at that man. That's a tall task, man.
Yeah, it's a real compliment. You see?
Take it. It's yours.
I'm done with it. No, you doing good, man. You doing great. You ain't do nothing wrong.
What's up, Sebastian? Good to see you, brother.
Let's get it cracking.
Oh, you think so?
Hey, Sebastian.
A little bit of a bloodlust you like to satiate when you get in the ring. You've talked to me before about that people want to see broken eyes, they want to see broken jaws, they want to see blood. Is that something inside of Sebastian Fundora to satiate each time you fight?
Yes, and this sport of boxing, it's called the hurt business as well. People want to see knockouts, people want to see the blood, people want to see violence. My last fight, I had a shirt that said "Silence is violence." In boxing, there's no talking. You could talk all you want outside the ring.
Facts too, Rich. Yeah, Keith definitely got to do his best work in the first few rounds, man. That's definitely pivotal for Keith Thurman to really, win this fight. If he can cook early on, he can make something shake with this fight. But if he get past 6 rounds, I don't know how long Keith gonna last. I'm gonna just be honest, man. That's just my personal opinion on this fight.
But as soon as you step into the ring, it's a whole different story.
Do you think he's talking too much, and does that get you more mad that it doesn't matter to you going into the fight?
We all know Keith Thurman.
D-Free was good, brother.
A big talker. Of course, he backs it up all the time. Great fighter. But we all know that he likes to talk. And he'll go on for 30 minutes, an hour, and I don't know how he does it. Applause to him for doing that because talking for a minute for me is like dang, man, time's going so slow. But he has that talent in talking. So props to him for that.
For this particular fight, do you think you have to change up anything because of Keith Thurman's resume and his knowledge to the boxing game? What is your strategy coming into? I know you can't give it all away, but do you think you're changing up anything that you usually do?
Absolutely, but it's just evolving. Maturing. We're 28 years old now. This is coming to our 3rd year as a champion. And it's just evolving. My sister fought 2 weeks ago. We saw her. She's 23 years old. She's the undisputed champion at flyweight, and you see her growth. You see her getting stronger, and that's the same thing with me. We've been boxing for a long time, boxing since we were kids, and we're getting stronger. We're getting wiser. We just need to
salute to my boy Shell as well, man. My brother Shell, man. He said I'm rooting for Thurman, but I don't see a winner. Yeah, man. Like I love me an underdog story. I love to see some of these underdogs win in these fights, but I'm a fan of both guys. I like both guys. I like Fundora and Thurman, but I just don't see Thurman doing something with Fundora. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? But we gonna get the chance to see, man. That's what we here for, man. That's what we here for Saturday. We get to watch the fight and see if Thurman can, pull this upset off.
put it inside the ring now.
That's what I was going to ask you. What is it like having another champion in your family?
It's motivational, very motivational. Watching her do it and achieve all her dreams. It's of course in her name, but the whole family feels it. The whole family's happy for her. Every time we see one of our hands raised, it's like dang, we did this all together.
Right.
Sebastian, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first part of this. You've talked about this fight being a statement, not just the win. Is that right?
Of course. But I feel that's with every fight. The last fight we fought Tim Tszyu, and that was kind of a statement as well with getting that stoppage win. A lot of people blame the cut for that fight, but in our mind the whole time we knew it was more than just that.
Do you think, because one thing you did say, you did do a little bit of talking at the virtual presser, was some of these OGs, some of these older fighters, they really shouldn't be fighting anymore. Do you think at all about sending him home permanently from the boxing game Saturday night?
That's all up to him. He can. That's his career. He's still fighting right now. He's still fighting for a world title. So that's all up to him. But I do plan on winning this Saturday. And putting another great name like his into my resume.
What do you think will be too much for him coming from your way?
As in,
just what you bring to the table.
I think I'm a lot for everybody in this division. I think I'm a lot for everybody in this sport. So it's stepping into the ring with me already is a lot.
We've seen in previous fights where you've been hurt, actually been stopped. Are you going to do anything more defensively? Because even though you have the reach advantage, we know you like to fight up close, kind of like in the phone booth. Is there anything different defensively for Keith Thurman? Because he's a great power counterpuncher as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, in this sport, defense is half of the game. You know,
Right.
but you know, we've been working hard since that loss. You know, we became champion. We became unified champion after that. So, you know, we've been in the lab working very hard on our defaults, but or mistakes. But you know, I felt with these last 3 performances, you guys saw a little bit more growth.
Right.
And
I agree. If y'all looked at Fundora's last 3 performances, he's got better each fight, man, and that's what makes it dangerous for Keith Thurman. Like a lot of the inactivity throughout the last few years from Keith Thurman. Like yes, he did fight last year in Australia, but before that he was out for about 2-3 years. You know what I mean, so a lot of the inactivity for Thurman, that's a concern to me going into this fight with Fundora too. Fundora has got better in his last 3 fights, if y'all paid attention watching them in recent time.
you're gonna see it again this Saturday.
Gotcha.
Do you still think because there's been times you wanted to be the undisputed champion of this division, and then other times you feel the politics with the sanctioning bodies, you're not as interested in that goal. Where do you stand on? I mean, right now it's all Keith Thurman, not really thinking about that. I understand that. But you also said to a fighter like Virgil Ortiz, I'm down for that. And you're the interim champion. You are the full champion and the longest reigning champion in this division. Not to look ahead too much, but do you still welcome that fight with a Virgil Ortiz if he can, get out of issues with Oscar De La Hoya and all that, and Zayas too, who you guys have some history as well.
Yes, there's all kinds of names. They have Virgil, they have Ennis, they have Zayas, they have Kelly, the new IBF champion. There's all kinds of names in this division. But of course, we have Saturday with Keith Thurman. It's a big fight for us. I think this is the biggest 154 fight right now. So,
how did you fucking start boxing? You're such a fucking nice guy. Like, what made you get into boxing? How did you start boxing?
It's a family sport. You know, my father was a professional fighter. My older brother was a professional fighter. Made it to 12-0. Just watching them do their thing and. You know, in the beginning too, I didn't really like boxing because you get hit and all that stuff, but you grow up into it. You start getting better, you start getting taller, you start getting stronger. All these things, you start winning, and it's like, oh man.
Hey, Shell, I see that right there. Shell said Fedora won't fight Boots. Man, I will be pissed, and I said this last night. This the scenario I like right here. Boots fights Xander in June. Fundora, he beats Thurman. I think Fundora should be looking to fight the winner of Xander and Boots. That's my personal opinion. I think that's how Fundora should be moving. But they keep mentioning this Virgil Ortiz shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I don't understand the Virgil Ortiz shit 100%. The only reason why I understand it because Virgil is the animal. But Virgil Ortiz right now, he on the shelf right now. He on the sidelines. He could be on the sidelines for a minute the way this whole legal action is going with him and Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy right now. So I don't see him fighting Virgil next. So that's why I believe Fundora should be pushing to fight the winner of Boots and Xander if they lock that fight in and they end up fighting. That's my personal opinion for Fundora, his move next. What I would want to see from Fundora. Unless he's fighting Josh Kelly. But I know Josh Kelly ain't about to fight no fucking Fundora. Josh Kelly moving scary as fuck over there with that belt over there too. You know what I mean? So I will push for Fundora to fight the winner of Boots and Xander, but we shall see though. That's my personal opinion. But it's interesting if Fundora move like I want him to move. You know what I'm saying? If in my perspective, if he is interesting to see that in 4K. We're gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? If he beats Keith Thurman Saturday, what's next and what he gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Which is I will be pushing for Fundora to try to fight that winner of Boots and Xander. That's my personal opinion.
And this is something I want to do, and it made it easy for me because everybody in my sport, everybody in my family loves it. Watching my sister win the nationals and the amateurs and all that, it's like, nah, we're meant for this.
Got you. We talked about you just said it, Keith Thurman, absolutely, of course, great name, one loss, etc. Do you think he's the best opponent in the division or just the biggest name?
Good question.
It's so easy to become
Cam on play with the questions on this shit.
And a way to record it.
Cam on
I
point
think
today
he's a
with the
mixture of
questions.
both. But boxing's full of opinions. As of right now, he's one of the biggest names for sure. From his pedigree. Former unified champion, I think multiple times. So it's a great name for my resume. Like I said before, it's just gonna be a great night of boxing this Saturday.
Were you hearing what he was saying about on the molecular cellular level? You have some remembrance, and that's gonna rear its ugly head again. Those demons. What'd you make of that when Keith said that?
I didn't hear it. I was watching the game right now with the Giants, but it's
well, let me tell you what he said. He basically said that you've been knocked out before and you're probably mentally over it, but in the back of your medulla or cerebellum or some part of your brain, once you get hit, you're going to remember, oh shit, this is what happened to me before. And he's basically saying that it might not necessarily be in your mind, but something in the back of your brain, once he hits you, going to remind you about the time you've been knocked out. What do you have to say to that? That's what he was saying.
It's all talk. It's people could talk all they want. Like I said in the beginning, people could talk all they want, but as soon as we step in the ring, we're gonna go and punch each other in the face. So that's where I do my talking.
Does this fight see 12 rounds?
I don't think so.
That's what I want to know. You don't think it's 12 rounds? How many rounds does it go?
I can't. I'm not predictor. I don't gamble either, but we'll see. We'll see, but it's not.
Last one from me, Sebastian. I know you really don't care what guys like me or what media says about you. Just handle your business up in those California mountains, keep to yourself, train hard. But do you feel at all a little underrated when you are the longest reigning champion in the division? You probably have the best win you beat Tim Tszyu when he was the #1 guy once Charlo vacated, and Cam didn't love Charlo's performance against Canelo, and he started to vacate the title.
She's doing some homework on me now.
But
he's still mad at me about that too. Charlo's upset with me.
That's why I like Cam. He tells it like it is, So what I'm saying is, do you feel at all a little underrated when there's a lot of talent in this division, a lot of names, and do you still feel at all like?
Yeah. Too rich. Golden Boy came to agreement with the zone, not Ortiz. Ortiz and Golden Boy, they still waiting on their arbitration hearing coming up, which is coming up in I think less than 90 days now. So they still got their legal action going on. But Golden Boy, they read up their deal with the zone.
You're fighting. You've grown in the respect in the eyes of the boxing world. People know you are a formidable force and always in a good fight. But do you still feel like you're fighting for your proper due, for your legitimacy? Oh, he's got a handicap. He's a foot taller than everybody. Is this unique build we see? We know he's quality, but is he elite? Do you still feel that at all? You're still fighting to legitimize it?
Sports are full of opinions. We have all kinds of people in this sport or loving this sport. But, when PBC gives me a pay-per-view headliner versus a great name, it's like, everything's going in my favor. How can I ever look at those negative things and just focus on that? I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy to be here. I'm very happy to be headlining here in Las Vegas. Like I said, we fought last year on a Pacquiao card as a co-main. Everything's going in the right direction for me. Everything's going in the right direction for my family. I'm just very blessed.
Hey, sports is full of opinions, and you not worried about any of them. That's what I got from this.
All right, so let me go to now. We got one more. Rolly was on here yesterday too as well. So let me get Rolly real quick. And that fight coming up this Saturday, man. Keith Thurman and Sebastian Fundora, man. It's gonna be a high action impact night, man. I'm definitely waiting for it, man. I'm definitely waiting for it Saturday. I can't wait for it. All right, so this is Mr. Rolly Romero right here. Let's get this right here.
Flights, cars, hotels, even a dream house?
Expedia, the one place you go places.
Yeah, this one. I heard Rolly was popping his shit on this interview yesterday.
That is not appealing.
All right.
Keith, one-time Thurman, is a legend of the ring. But world champ Sebastian Fundora is towering above the competition. Can Thurman win a major world title one more time? Fundora versus Thurman, Saturday live on PBC on pay-per-view on Prime Video.
World champion and one of the most popular boxers today, Rolando Rolly Romero. Thanks for
I gotta
joining
say, that girl Treasure Wilson, that's a badass woman, dog. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? That woman, Treasure Wilson, that's a badass woman, dog. Real shit. I love her up there.
show. How you feeling?
I feel like that wasn't loud enough.
He said he needs y'all louder. Well, thanks for joining the show. So big fight on Saturday night. Who are you giving the edge to?
Man, everyone's counting out Keith Thurman. I don't know. Well, the inactivity and all that, but you got to realize this: Keith Thurman is a monstrous puncher, and on top of it, he likes to throw loopy shots, and that's what Fundora gets hit with a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but also, I mean, that dude has a cheat code, so he's like 8 foot or something like that.
Yeah, it's a handicap. It's a handicap. His height, 6'6".
Yeah, like 8 foot.
6'6".
6'6", 8".
We used to say Tank was 5'2".
6'7", 6'7", right? Yeah, right.
Yeah. He used to go. He's 5'2", and I said 5'5", Rolly, and Rolly would say,
What are you talking about? Him and with
Tank? Yeah, he used to try to say Tank was 5'2". I said no, he's listed at 5'5", Rolly, and he's
5'3" now. He grew a little bit.
I see. Are you trying to get a rage bait him? It seems like
Rage bait.
Just bringing up one of his old bars.
Yeah, it seems like you're trying to rage bait Rolly. Rolly, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Happy to see everybody.
Good,
it's been a long time since I've been around.
Good, man. Listen, we heard about. Well, he was telling me about last night before we even get to the fight. What happened with you and Bill Haney? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Wait, something happened?
That's what I heard. Maybe I'm misinformed.
It says stop gaslighting the people. Haney Romero is next.
Look, I have never been one known to lie in boxing. I think everyone can vouch for that. But I do know that the Haneys are very deceitful people. So,
and what makes you say that?
We stop the presses. We right off the gate, right there. Bang, bang. He said that Haney's is deceitful people. Oh my God. Y'all know. Rewind the clip. Rewind the clip.
In boxing, I think everyone can vouch for that. But I do know that the Haneys are very deceitful people. So,
and what makes you say that?
They are filled with lies.
They're just filled.
That's very interesting right there. Y'all remember the tweets I put up yesterday with Rolly Romero? Hold on, let me see that. Can I put that up on here? I should be able to. Yeah, I should be. Y'all remember the tweets, man? Hold on. I remember you see Rolly yesterday. He said Devin and his daddy are full of shit. And then Bill Haney, he respond saying gaslighting again. You can't talk your way out of this. Haney Romero is next. But why is Rolly Romero continuing to say that these guys are full of shit though and they're lying? Why haven't Haney signed his part of the fight for Rolly Romero? That's what I'm still wondering. What's the wait? Rolly said he signed his part 2 weeks ago. It's been 2 weeks since he signed his part. What's the hold up on y'all? Just a question.
With lies.
Yes.
Okay. So,
and then even to add more context, with us watching Oscar De La Hoya on what he said, they're in hopes for Devin and Ryan to be next for Ryan in July. Just to add more context. And that's what I wanted to play this right after that. But I had to remind y'all of that too earlier. We just heard Oscar De La Hoya on his interview with Ariel Helwani tell us that they're looking for Devin Haney to be next in July for Ryan. And they're waiting to talk with Ring and everything about that. And Devin still hasn't signed his part for the Rolly fight. So the question is Devin going after Ryan now instead of Rolly? Or is he still have his sight set on fighting Rolly? From what Bill just said in his tweet yesterday, this sight is set on Rolly still.
Bill, so Bill's rage baiting you as well.
No. He's not rage baiting.
Gotcha. Are y'all gonna fight, you and Devin?
We shall see.
Okay.
We shall see. We've been waiting for him, but I have very high hopes that Debo Dev is coming.
Debo Dev. So let me ask you this. We seen him against Ryan, comes back have an exceptional fight afterwards. Now he's Debo. Do you really believe he's Debo?
Nah, we're too rich. From what Devin said and Bill, both of them said that they got a great offer from PBC. And which led them into going into this negotiations and everything. That PBC gave them a great offer. That's what they said. I'm just quoting what they told.
Or are you being facetious calling him?
If facts Red-Tail, salute to Rolly for speaking his mind and expressing the truth, man. Them boys, the Haney's, they are deceitful. They are full of lies. We catch them in a lot of contradictions and lies all the time when they be in interviews and be out here on social media all the time. And so Rolly's not lying. Like, he's not lying at all,
Debo.
I mean, the only thing that him and Debo got in common is he likes to ride bikes around the ring. Hey, ain't Debo get hit in the face with a brick?
Oh, okay. Ice Cube. Doughboy, there you go.
I was just saying he could be a little off with his height listing sometimes. Sometimes he thinks they're a little too short or a little too tall. But Rolly, man. Well, you know what about this Devin? He feels like he doesn't believe in triangle theories. In other words, just because you beat Ryan and Ryan gave him a tough time, that doesn't mean you beat him. And what happened in those sparring sessions you guys had?
What is that, 2014, 2015?
The sparring?
Yeah, but also, he posted a 15-second clip, and he's getting hit and buzzed in his own clip. You guys don't see that? Pay that in slow motion. Like, he literally cuts every single time he's about to get punched in the face. And even one of the clips, he gets, stunned. So
I'm glad he mentioned that shit, bro. Because I looked at this sparring clip several times, and I'm like, it's only 15 seconds. Like, you don't really see no action. Like, I see people been posting that around the internet the last few weeks when, these guys got into negotiations and everything. And I'm like, I don't really see much action in it. It's like, it's looked all chopped. It looked crazy for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. I'm glad he mentioned that right there.
Oh, but sparring is sparring. So who cares about that?
But, we saw when you sparred Ryan that you gave him a lot of fits. So it kind of played out in the fight once you guys did fight.
Absolutely.
I did not fight Ryan how I sparred him.
True.
Oh, wow.
And he's basically saying that the sparring session is edited out to where every time he's going to hit. It's doctored, what you're saying.
Let's say it like this. It's 2026. If the best highlight you can come up with is a 15-second of you getting hit too,
right?
That's not really a highlight, right?
I feel you. I'm not
That's
mad
a
at you.
fact.
He's trying to raise bait you.
That's a fact. That's why I said that highlight, that little clip. I don't know what everybody was trying to portray in that clip. Like, I didn't see nothing that looked good for Devin in that little sparring clip for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, if you look at it, if you want to talk about a sparring clip, like a 30-second sparring clip from Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson, where it looked like Keyshawn was dominating that sparring session with that little clip out there. We can clearly see that, but we ain't see shit with the Devin and Rolly sparring session for real with that 15-minute clip for real.
I'm just trying to see what's really going on. What's going on? So if it's not Devin, and I know this probably is going to happen, who else do you want to fight besides Devin?
Devin Haney.
Okay.
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app with Base 44. Guys, Nina just built an app.
Yeah, Rolly ain't give us no the name, man.
Why does Rolly Romero beat Devin Haney?
Devin Haney likes to eat left hooks.
Mm.
I don't know if he likes to eat them. It says it might be, something you got to exploit.
I don't know. I think he likes it a lot.
Not against Brian Norman.
Look good against Brian.
Brian Norman ate his left hook. Respectfully.
Yeah, it's a good win. Yeah, he ate Ryan Garcia's left hook like I don't know how many times though. It's like he didn't adjust at all. They must have had a really bad game plan. I don't know. I think Bill came up with that game plan.
You don't like the Haneys, do you?
Yeah, it's giving that.
Nobody in the Haney family. Let's move on though.
I like what likes me.
I hear that. Let me ask you about Saturday night's fight. Who wins this fight, and what's your opinion on it?
I don't know.
I don't know too, Rich. Rolly, from what Rolly said, I don't watch several interviews from Rolly in recent time, and Rolly said he's good financially. I remember an interview I just covered from him a couple weeks ago. He said that he hasn't, since he's been boxing professionally, he hasn't needed money ever in his career. So I don't know about that as far as him needing a payday, because that's words from Rolly. Rolly said since he's been boxing professionally, he hasn't needed any money at all. You know what I'm saying? He's been good. And, Rolly's a guy that he's not, spending a lot of money on a lot of things and stuff like that. You don't see him out there real flashy and stuff. You see him wear a chain and stuff every now and then and stuff, but like he's not the guy that really look like he's spending a lot of his money and stuff out there, honestly. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. That's just my opinion from looking at Rolly.
Okay.
Okay, you don't know.
He does, by the way. You get him on the phone, he'll tell you exactly what's going to happen.
Okay, who do you think?
But I ain't going to excuse the fact that Rolly, he's looking for big payday fights, though. I'm not going to excuse that. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, he would have fought Giasov for his mandatory. But I told y'all that Giasov is, like, to me, he's low risk, low reward for real. Like, I don't think he's high risk. I don't think Giasov doesn't really move the needle like that. I don't think he's crazy like that, in my opinion. But a lot of these guys, they don't care to fight no Giasov. That's why Rolly tried to fight Manny Pacquiao and fight Conor Ben, and now he's fighting Rolly because he didn't care to fight fucking Giasov and go to a purse bid fighting him. You know what I mean? And that's just the fact of the matter. Like, but is he ducking Giasov? No. Like, I don't think Giasov ain't that crazy to be ducking, honestly. That's just my opinion. But of course, yeah, Rolly's looking for, a big money fight, as he should, as he's been in some big money fights already in his career.
Who is the bigger puncher? Even if you don't have your decision, who do you think is the bigger puncher in this fight? Let's start there.
Thurman.
Yeah, that's where we agree with that right there too, Rich, as far as that aspect. Yeah, like Rolly's definitely looking for the big money fights for sure. Like he ain't trying to sit there and fight in a purse bid for $1 million or $2 million, you know what I'm saying, fighting Giasov. Like he's not trying to do that. You know what I mean? Like that's just the fact of the matter right there. Like I don't care. Do anybody, like Giasov's been the mandatory for the WBA the last like 2-3 years. He was the mandatory even when Boots had the WBA title. You know what I'm saying? And even Stanley on this, bro. Like he been taking step aside money the last 2-3 years. You know what I mean? And he was going to take step aside money for Rolly to fight Giasov, in which he's actually taking step aside money in reality for him to fight Devin, because of the fact that the man Giasov is about to fight Raul Corio on the May 2nd card on the Benavidez and Zurdo card. He's about to fight for the interim WBA strap at 147. So, like, it's just showing you, like, they definitely got that man taking a step aside still, you know what I'm saying, for the WBA right now.
So, is that your choice, or you're not ready to say that yet?
Wait. I just...
Hey, Shell, I like you mentioning that. Talking about the Haneys need the money. Why they want to fight a fighter they call trash? The good question. Because that's what I'm saying. They said that I don't be liking that conversation when these dudes do that. I mean, of course, a lot of these dudes, they be shit talking about, oh, this dude trash, you trash and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. But they've been saying Rolly has been trashed before Tank fought him. You know what I mean? Just to diminish the win for Tank Davis if he was to beat Rolly Romero, in which he did. You know what I mean? So they've been calling Rolly trash, but they want to fight Rolly Romero. What? Because he has a belt. That's their only talking point they had for the money and the belt. That's all the talking point for fighting Rolly. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said, are they overlooking Rolly into this fight? Because that's a good question to ask. Like, because Rolly, I don't think Rolly is a layup for Devin Haney. That's just me. I think Devin Haney could win the fight. I truly believe in Devin winning the fight with Rolly for sure. But at the same time, I don't think he's a layup for Devin, though. Like, he's not a Jose Ramirez. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is a more competitive fight than Brian Norman Jr. with Rolly, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a Jose Ramirez. It's not just a walkover, pushover fight for Devin Haney with Rolly Romero. You know what I'm saying? Rolly Romero is a game person. Like, he has improved his game a little bit, under Ismael Salas, you know what I mean, in recent time, man. So it makes up for a real interesting fight, for real, at the end of the day. But them overlooking Rolly, they better fucking be on their shit, which I believe Devin Haney should be focused going into this fight. I think he will, but they got to sign the damn contract first, though, and I'm still eerie at that. We got to go with that. They got to sign the contract first. You know what I mean? Rolly's been waiting for like 2-3 weeks for these boys to sign this contract. You feel me?
Because he's the bigger puncher, that don't mean necessarily that you think they're gonna fight.
People are bigger punchers and get out boxed, and people are great boxers and get knocked out cold.
So you're not picking up one of this for this weekend?
Nah, I ain't picking.
All right.
Let me ask you this, though, Rolly. You were right there when Mendoza scored that win.
April 8th, 2023. Yeah.
They both Cuban American. They got a bond going there. Do you think Thurman at 54 has the same kind of power Mendoza has, or is it going to take an accumulation? It's going to have to take more than just one from one time.
Thurman has good feet, and he likes to throw loopy shots, the same loopy shots that Fundura ate with Brian Mendoza. So, but also Fundura also likes to throw a lot of body shots and uppercuts. So, like I said, that whole layoff thing, that ring rest, it's not good. But I don't think Thurman is burnt out. I think he stays in the gym. So.
Yeah, it didn't show up for Barrios.
True, ring rest comes when you do nothing but go party for a whole year.
How much better did Fundora look after the Mendoza fight since? How much better has he gotten?
Spring has sprung.
Yeah,
hop on into Jungle Gyms
Fundora has
today.
got better ever since that Mendoza lost. He's got absolutely better.
Go to Wix.
That boy
and
B
make it
King
yours.
That boy B King said DHP Devin has problems.
He's got a lot better. I mean, dude, he's always in entertaining fights, so it's hard to tell. But I mean, dude, like I said, that dude has a cheat code. I mean, it's hard to get in on something like that, So he keeps everybody on, and then he fights on the inside really well too. You wouldn't expect somebody that's 6'6", 6'7", whatever he is, 8 foot, to be able to fight on the inside.
Yeah, Keith can't. I'll say this: Keith cannot try to fight on the inside and bang with that man Fundora. If he do that shit, it's good night. Bye-bye. I don't see Keith even remotely even getting that shit off, but just fighting on the inside with Fundora. I don't see he can go tick for tack with Fundora fighting on the inside. Keith's going to have to, set his traps and do well with his angles and mix it up inside and outside in this fight with Fundora, to win this fight. But he's going to have to provide offense and get in there, and it's just hard with that reach and that height advantage for me to see Thurman doing anything with Fundora right now. It's just really hard for me to see it, but we're going to see it. We're going to get to see it Saturday.
8'4".
Yeah, Rolly said that boy was
so
8 foot
you
tall,
made
dog.
it clear how you feel about the Haneys, and a lot of people are talking about a rematch between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Do you feel like people are overlooking you?
Why didn't they rematch to begin with?
Good question.
They were supposed to rematch and they never did. I even helped them promote the rematch, didn't I? I want to see the rematch. You don't think I want to see Devin get knocked out again? Sure.
Well, you beat Ryan. You ruined the rematch.
No, I didn't.
The first time.
No. I'm going to put this into perspective.
Okay.
Me and Ryan, our deal was me and Ryan have a rematch clause, but Devin and Ryan have to rematch first. For some reason, they didn't rematch. I don't know.
That's interesting right there, because I seen Rolly say this on Twitter yesterday. He said the same exact thing, where he said even with Ryan losing to Rolly, they were still supposed to rematch regardless, far as Ryan and Devin. And then after that, Ryan and Rolly was supposed to fight after that. But then, of course, Devin, he went and fought Brian Norman Jr. Then Ryan, he went to fight Barrios.
Know why? Has nothing to do
on
with
that
me.
So all roads lead back to Rolly.
Have a rematch clause, but Devin and
Hold on, let's rewind that back even further, because that was interesting right there.
I want to see the rematch. You don't think I want to see Devin get knocked out again? Sure.
Well, you beat Ryan. You ruined the rematch.
No, I didn't.
The first time.
No. I'm going to put this into
I mean, like, that's the thing. I wonder how true that is right there, as far as that mix. Regardless, win or lose, Rolly is saying that regardless, win or lose for Ryan, he was supposed to rematch Devin regardless. And Devin went away and went away from the fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's interesting right there.
Perspective.
But in reality though, too, like I said, like the plans, what initially was that the winner of both of them fights with Rolly and Ryan, where Ryan beating Rolly, and Devin beating Jose Ramirez, they were supposed to match up after that. And of course, Ryan lost to Rolly, and that fell off for that shit. But Rolly is here saying that they were supposed to fight regardless, win or lose, which is interesting right there. You know what I mean? To me, We Fight All Night TV was good, my brother. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother, man, and my dog Blaze, man. What's good, bro? What's good? He said, you see Rolly say that he thinks Bill didn't activate the rematch. Hey, yeah, right here.
Okay.
Me and Ryan, our deal was me and Ryan have a rematch clause, but Devin and Ryan have to rematch first. For some reason, they didn't rematch. I don't know why. Has nothing to do with me.
So all roads lead back to Rolly. They didn't rematch.
Yeah. In reality, yeah. Ryan losing the fight to Rolly, it definitely put a harness on the rematch. But now that it's back up and going, Ryan's champion and everything, that's why I said the conversation is about now. I don't care about what happened then. I care about now. You got Devin, he's available. Rolly's, he's available. Ryan's available. You know what I'm saying? Like, I prefer Devin and Ryan. That's my preference. But Devin and Rolly is looking like what's on the menu right now. But Devin still has to sign his part, though, for the Rolly fight still.
Because then after that, one of them, if Ryan won, would have to fight you.
No, he still had the ability to do his rematch with Devin. I don't know who decided not to. I think Bill didn't want to.
Bingo! 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 Yes. Yes. And he's absolutely right. I've been telling y'all for the past several weeks that Haney's, as far as Ryan Garcia concerns, they have been moving like they don't want the rematch with Ryan Garcia right now. After Ryan Garcia beat Mario Barrios the way he did, what did they do? They went ahead and accused him of juicing right out the gate. the night while he was fighting. Right out the gate. Go back to after when Devin and Ryan, go back to when Devin beat Brian Norman Jr. Go back to the conversations Bill was having with Sean Zattel and Ariel Helwani and everything, where he was saying, Ryan was a joke and all their focus was attention. They was calling out Rolly then. Like after they fought Brian Norman Jr., they was calling out Rolly. You know what I mean? And it's just real interesting. I've been telling y'all for the long time, since after Brian Norman Jr. lost to Devin, all the attention's been on other guys, on Rolly Romero, Xander Zayas. Shit, I done heard them even mention Manny Pacquiao at one point. Shit, they was even talking about they wanted to fight Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all over the fucking place. You know what I'm saying? Like, all over the place. Trying to fight Lewis Crocker. You know what I mean? We ain't forget about that. The Devin was trying to fight Lewis Crocker at one point. You know what I mean? So, like, with that being said, all of this shit with everything going on with Devin and Ryan in recent time, and Devin and the Bill, they have not shown me by their actions that they want to fight with Ryan Garcia right now. Maybe something has changed because, like I mentioned earlier, Oscar De La Hoya and his interview with Ariel Helwani that we played earlier on the show, he said that they're looking forward to fighting Devin next in July for Ryan's next fight. So is it a thing where Devin is holding off on the Rolly situation because they're looking to go ahead and go into negotiations with Ryan now? Or they ain't fighting either one of these motherfuckers. It may be a thing. These motherfuckers, Devin may fuck around and end up fighting Jack Catterall. He's number one in the WBO at 147. You never know. That might be a thing. You never know what is going on with these guys right now currently. But it's interesting that Rolly's tell y'all right there that he think that Bill and Devin, they didn't want to activate the rematch clause after Rolly beat Ryan right there. That shit is real interesting in 4K right there. As far as this whole timeline of this whole scenario with Devin and Ryan in recent time and right there. Hey, Lee Jackson, he said the lies catching up to Devin and Shakur, bro. That yes, indeed. It always does, though. Like, it always does. That's why I say, like, that they give us too much content for us, because it give a person like myself, for us being a content creator and being involved in like boxing media now, like, where I like know the timelines of all of these stories, for us covering all of these stories with a lot of these fighters, because a lot of these guys do too much public negotiations. That's what I hate in boxing. Too much public negotiations, bro. Handle the business behind the scenes, man. Get the deal done, get all the numbers and all the logistics together and lock in. Behind the scenes, everything negotiated as far as y'all business don't have to be public. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like Bill, he loves making his business public. Always loves making his business public. And I think that is not good for the business, because we've seen a lot of these fights with a lot of these guys talking about the business being negotiated in public, where you see these fights don't be done. They don't end up getting done because it's just too much talking in public. Too much talking in public from these guys. And they be writing checks that they ass can't cash with these public negotiations, man. Some of these public, a lot of these public negotiations don't fall through because it's just too much talking in public, bro. And it fuck up a lot of deals. It really does.
Okay, and then one last thing. So Devin Haney says he doesn't believe in triangle theories. Just because you beat Ryan doesn't mean you give him the same problems Garcia did. So what's your take on that?
I'm a boxer. I don't really know geometry too well. I know how to punch people in the face. That's what I'm really good at.
And that is that. Okay.
That boy Rolly, man. You gotta fuck with Rolly right there, bro. You gotta fuck with Rolly, bro. Rolly, one thing I gotta commend Rolly on is the fact that he really like he don't be telling no lies in his interviews. He be giving a lot of factual shit in his interviews. And he definitely, bro, like he definitely told some shit just now in that shit right there. He basically said them boys didn't want to activate that rematch with Ryan after Rolly beat him. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's even more daunting to me right there, bro. That is nasty work right there, bro. I told you it's a whole lot of nasty work in boxing, dog. I told you. I told you. Whole lot of nasty work in boxing, dog. I promise you. That boy, my brother, We Fight All Night TV, he said, can Ryan even do any deal before re-signing with someone? Wasn't that his last fight on Golden Boy? No, it is not his last fight on Golden Boy. From Oscar De La Hoya, he said that they have several fights with Ryan. Even though Ryan did say it was his last fight, but Henry Garcia, I played an interview with Henry Garcia before they fought Barrios, where Henry Garcia himself, he even said that he think that they got a couple of more, fights with Golden Boy still. You know what I'm saying? So I think Ryan has more fights than what Ryan is saying. So Ryan is still currently with Golden Boy, which is he's the biggest fighter on the staple. Like he's literally the biggest fighter on the staple of Golden Boy right now. My boy Blade says, shout out the Boots. He don't do none of this extra chatter. But him, Abdullah Mason, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't talk too much, bro. They just like to handle business in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I do like a lot of the shit talking, but it gets to where like the shit talking gotta be legit. Like if y'all talking shit about fighting each other and popping y'all shit for us, I can beat you and do this and do that and all that shit cool. But we get into all the extra bullshit that be all personal, where you got Devin Haney exposing Kid Austin's father and stuff, beating on a woman and all that extra shit like that. Nah, bro, that shit be corny. Like that's just too much in the sport, bro. Too much. Like keep this shit boxing, bro. Like for us, like I can beat you, you can't beat me. Like keep it that way. Fuck all of this dick measuring contest that these niggas be doing, bro. Like it be too much dick measuring contest these dudes be doing out here, dog. Real shit. Like for real. Too many egos in this shit, bro. Like real shit. Too much egotistic guys in the sport, but you gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? My boy, he said the lies catching up to Devin and Shakur, bro. Like I said, that they are. They really are. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah, what you doing? Said Devin want to be snacked through the roof before he fight Ryan. It's gonna be a battle of the Ostrand versus the snack. Man, you got see that like people be mad at us when they be like when we talk about Devin being on snack, but like bro, everybody has the right to assume with everything that's attached with Devin with snack and with who that's associated with. Like you have the right to have that assumption with Devin Haney for as who he's associated with, bro. Like you know what I mean, but. And how far in depth he's associated with that person, even though that person isn't here no longer. His business still is intact, though. You know what I mean? His business is still up and running. You know what I mean? Like, just because Victor Conte isn't here doesn't mean that that business still ain't going. That business still running. And Shell said, it's to control narratives, Cam. That's why the public negotiations. Yeah. See, but that's the thing. Some of these guys with the public negotiations, some of them to try to control narratives within these public negotiations, some of that shit don't go well for them. You know what I mean? Especially because the thing is, a lot of these guys, they be in there, they be talking about, oh, I'm the A side. Oh, you the B side. I'm the A side. You the B side. Shit like that. But then people have to understand with the business, it goes off y'all value and what you bring to the table with your value. It's not because of you're fucking number 5 in the pound for pound list. It's not because you got fucking zillion titles in your career and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It goes off of your value, what you bring to the table, financial wise, monetary wise. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we get a lot of misconstrued with as fans in boxing, that we don't understand the business enough to have some of these conversations. You know what I'm saying? And that's why that's why I like talking about the business of boxing, so we can understand a lot more of the business of boxing and understand how some of these deals can be done in some of these fights. You know what I mean? That's why we talk about the business of boxing a lot on this channel. You know what I mean? And my boy Shell said only Devin and Shakur do all that public negotiations when it comes to fighters they are trying to avoid, but make it look like they won't smoke. They do. They do. A lot of shit be smoke screens. A lot of fighters, like, and that's the thing. That's why I don't go off of that, the call outs. Like, I know a lot of fans like to hear these guys, oh, they calling out this guy, they calling out that guy. But yes, you can call out a fighter, but at the end of the day, it's about what you do with the call out. Are you behind the scenes moving with your actions instead of your words, with trying to make the fight happen with these guys? And that be the difference. A lot of these guys will be sitting out there saying, oh yeah, I want to fight such and such, I want to fight such and such, but then behind the scenes, they're not moving with their actions with trying to fight that guy. You know what I'm saying? They out there trying to fight other guys instead of the guy that they called out. And that's a lot of big problem that we have in boxing with a lot of fighters as well. Like, some of the call outs be smoke screens. Like, some of the call outs be fugazi as hell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys just be calling guys out just to keep their name afloat in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got Keyshawn doing what he did with Abdullah Mason last week. You know what I'm saying? Where he running up on Abdullah Mason and shit. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit is him to keep himself in the algorithm and be clout chasing on some bullshit, which I don't understand why you even making him moving like that with Abdullah like that anyway, because of the fact we already exposed the fact, like, bro, you're not about to fight Abdullah next. Niggas talking about you about to fight Nair Albright right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the conversation. We talking about a rematch with Nair Albright right now with Keyshawn Davis. You know what I mean? So that's why I said we got to make this shit make sense. You feel me? Like, war. like, you know what I'm saying? Like literally, with Keyshawn, you got a lot of these fighters literally just attaching their names with fighters and stuff, just keeping their name afloat and clout chasing in the process and shit. You know what I mean? And really behind the scenes, not trying to fight them fighters like that. And their next move is not about to fight the guy that they're calling out. Like, we see that too much in boxing, and that shit corny, bro. That shit is nasty work. Like, it's real life nasty work for real in 4K. And on Too Rich, he said, left my ass off. Rolly, Ryan, and Tanks are friends forever. So of course Rolly was saying, nah, I don't think. I mean, Rolly don't give. I mean, of course he ain't about to fight no Tank, so he don't give a fuck. The shit with him and Tank is over with, whatever. But Rolly he ain't really friendly towards Ryan like that to me, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he just be speaking his truth for us. Like, shit, he want to see the rematch himself, like we all do for us, Devin and Ryan. Like, that's just the fact of the matter. Like, and my boy Isaiah, what you doing? He said, Cam, what's nastier, fighting in the basement or Devin, Duck, and Ryan? Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's tough. The Devin, Duck, and Ryan, probably, I would choose that right now. Devin, Duck, and Ryan, the way that he's doing it, I would choose that. Fighting in the basement is crazy. Bro, that's I can't wait to clip that shit up after the show, dog. That shit was funny as hell. The way We Fight All Night TV said that situation is weird, man, for real. Like, there it is, man. And then Tourist said they need the personality. Man, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, like I said about Clarissa earlier, where I said Clarissa has the worst PR team in sports right now. These guys, a lot of these other guys have bad PR teams. They real do. Like, get y'all PR team shit together. Because a lot of y'all guys in these interviews and talking on social media, y'all looking bad out here, man. Y'all be looking bad out here. Y'all be giving us too much content, and it ends up going against you in a lot of cases. And my boy, We Fight All Night TV said, I wonder if it was in his contract to be extended if he won the belt automatically. I need more info on that. I've been curious. Now, that may be the issue with Ryan, too, though. Because, you know, they do have that in certain promotional companies, specifically Top Rank, where, like, a lot of times, like, when you win the title for Top Rank, they end up extending your deal, and they end up giving you a hometown fight. And, like, your first title defense or your second one, which is, for example, like Abdullah Mason, he probably got his extension with Top Rank after he beat Sam Noakes. And right now, I think Abdullah Mason's next fight with Joe Cordina, I think it's going to be in the UK personally, from what I'm hearing. But he'll probably have a hometown fight for that second fight if he beats Joe Cordina in that fight that they have. You know what I mean? Because I think the WBO, they're most likely going to order Joe Cordina to fight Abdullah Mason. So that's the whole conversation for us, Abdullah. But with Ryan, I think that may be a issue for us with him with Golden Boy, where that's why I'm mad Ariel didn't ask him that question too. That was a good question for Ariel to ask Oscar earlier. Ariel should have asked Oscar for as Ryan's deal today. He did ask him, but Oscar didn't really talk briefly in depth about it in the interview for real. But he said that Ryan is with them and everything. So that's why I believe Ryan is locked in for a few more fights with Golden Boy. And this possibly is due to the fact that he became champion with Golden Boy for sure, man. And the boy Tourist said Mason and Boots need to let me media train them. Hey, you trying to get them boys to pop their shit out here, man. Said Barrios was on Snack, but y'all don't mention him. Hey, man. The other guys, the thing is, too, Rich, yeah, some of these other guys are associated with Snack, but they're not associated with Snack as in depth as the Haneys are. That's the difference. That's where the conversation comes with everybody for real. They looking at, oh yeah, some of these guys like got sponsorships with Snack, like Clarissa and Shakur and stuff like that. A lot of these guys are dealing with Snack, but they're not exclusive with Snack the way Devin Haney and them are. You know what I'm saying? Like Devin Haney said, Bill Haney is the guy that said that they hired Snack. They hired Victor Conte to figure out the scheduling of tests with VADA and everything. You feel me? So that's where the eye of suspicion comes at when you hear Bill Haney say stuff like that in interviews. That's why I be saying these guys have bad PR teams, because of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had no business to say that, bro. What's good? My brother OTV said, what's good? He said, bro, you ain't that open today? It's packed. Nah, I ain't down there, bro. You know I'm up here working, man. I'm chilling, man. I ain't down there, man. I'm chilling today. You know what I'm saying? I know my people's hit me up. They was like, Kim, you going? I'm like, man, I'm chilling. I ain't gonna fuck with it. But I know it's thick as hell down there, man. The city is lit because the Cincinnati Reds up there. This opening day for the Reds. So the city packed up there. It's crazy downtown right now, man. And salute to my boy Too Rich. He said Abdullah got to speak for himself. It's the fight game. He don't need to be protected. Now the thing is, he was speaking for himself, because the thing is, in that conversation, they was asking Keyshawn, what weight we gonna fight at? Keyshawn, he kept deflecting from the question. He kept talking about, oh, where we gonna fight? What weight we gonna fight at? Then Abdullah let him know and told him, like, you can be my first fight at 140. I'm at 135 right now. That's where I'm at. You got Keyshawn having a conversation talking about the week before, prior, talking about his next fight at 147. And then Keyshawn, even in that sequence, in that clip where they was having a conversation with Abdullah and Keyshawn, the man Keyshawn said that I might not even be at 140 long. That's what Keyshawn said. So that's why I said Keyshawn was bullshitting throughout that whole process. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, Keyshawn ain't keep the same energy for these other guys the same way that he did with Abdullah Mason. You know what I mean? We got to add the context to that. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like, bro, like we asked you what weight class we gonna fight at. Keyshawn talk about. I mean, so we can fight right now. We can do fight at 140. Abdullah's not fighting at 140 right now. He's fighting at 135. He got your belt that you got stripped because you didn't make the weight for Elwin De Los Santos. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like you didn't have the energy for Andy Cruz. You know what I'm saying? When you was at Andy Cruz fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I said it's too much talking, bro. Not enough action. Too much talking out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these guys is doing absolute too much chatting out this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah, what you doing? Said Keyshawn a fucking chump. You know damn well he envy Mason because he stole the show in this fucking city. Bro, I believe that too. I believe that too, but Keyshawn, he the same guy that said that he was drinking during camp for Edwin De Los Santos and said that he was smoking weed and everything. But then Bernie the Boxer said that Keyshawn was capping. You know what I'm saying? Bernie the Boxer said he didn't see any sense of this man's drinking during camp. Said he don't even know how Keyshawn could be drinking and smoking during camp. The tough camp that they had. So which one is it? Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, which one is it? Like, it's too much, bro. Too much chatting. That's why I said these guys is doing too much interviews and they got bad PR teams. You know what I'm saying? Touré said, I see Bernie snapped on Keyshawn for not keeping the same energy for Ryan and Eddie. Bro, some beef brewing. Hey, for real. Like, because Bernie now, I seen that interview with him on Mill City too. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that up. I seen that interview too with him. I want to pull that up now that you mention it. Because I definitely see it. Bernie did turn, like, now that Keyshawn, they kind of basically turned this back and, like, kind of, you know, basically, like, now he ain't disrespecting, like, you know, Team Crawford, like with Bo Mac and Bernie and I mean Bo Mac and Bernie and stuff. He ain't like totally out, no disrespected, but they felt disrespected the way everything went down because he the one that went out and mentioned that, oh yeah, we ain't doing business with I ain't working with Team Crawford anymore for as training, for as Bo Mac and everything. He the one who put that in the atmosphere. Let's keep it real on Rolly. Is that it? Is it in a short form? Hold on, let me see if he got it in a short. He probably don't got it short. Mill City don't got too many shorts. No. Let me see. Was it in a live stream? Let me see. Oh, he been clipping a lot of videos. I'm trying to see where this is at. Is it further? Let me see. That boy got hella content on this motherfucker. This man, that man that interviewed Kid Austin so many damn times, Auntie Schofield, man, it's crazy. Oh, is this it? And more. Hold on, let me see. Let's pull this up. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me see if this is it right here. All right. Put this share the scrizzy real quick. And salute to my dog Mill City right here. You know that boy Messi. You know that boy Messi with the content, man.
Devin Haney. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
Good fight. You know, good fight. Devin Haney is obviously probably on a path for trying. He can do different in this situation, and it's not a slight from the last situation where he inherited by beating Kambosos. It's still a great accomplishment either way, but now it's just like another way he's doing it. I'm going to beat each of the champions to gain the undisputed status. So it's not no knock on what he's doing. It's just he's just going about it a certain way, and I think that just adds a feather into his cap. You know, give him something else to brag about. You know, that I beat each and one of the champions, even though he beat the champion at lightweight. You know, but now he's going to beat each and one of those champions. So just give it a little more spice. You know, give him a little more. Win, capture one and capture the other one. Capture still. You know, keep the hunger going. So it's a good fight.
Do you feel like it'll be more entertaining than the Brian Norman fight versus Devin?
I'm not certain because I think Rolly telegraphs his punches as well, you know, and so again, you know, you got a guy like Devin again who's been, you know, season 2. You know, he's been fighting pro for a long time now. You know, he's been, like I say, he's been up, he's been down. You know, he's been and that's in the ring and out of the ring. You know, they did a great job with matching them with guys like Linares. You know, seasoned guys that can really fight, but maybe was just a little bit past it. You know, Gamboa.
Curtis Robb
just
was
getting them
good,
ready
bro.
for these moments. You know, then they stepped him up with the Lomachenko, and he had the Jojo Diaz, and he's fighting seasoned guys. You know, to getting ready for this moment. So, then he had the setback with Ryan, where what happened in that situation, and so then he had to all the doubt that he's faced. So the adversity, so to speak, and he's going there fighting a puncher like Brian Norman, a young, hungry guy like Brian Norman, and completely dominating him. So I think Devin Haney's going to be hard to beat right now, and I'm expecting him to win. I don't know how exciting the fight's going to be, but I know Rolly's going to bring the fight. I think he's going to put a little bit more effort than Brian Norman, because he's more of a reckless type of guy. He's more of a guy that tries to hurt you. So I think Brian Norman was a little bit more calculated, even though he wants to hurt you at the same time. I think he's a little more calculated. Rolly won't be as calculated. I think he's gotten better too. I think he's getting better, but he's going to be trying to get him. So I think it's going to be a really good fight. And they both got championships, so why not fight? It's a perfect fight.
Yeah, people say, hearing the rumors with like Tank saying that Rolly hits harder than Ryan, but Ryan a lot faster than Rolly, and being able to like pull the trigger in the shots. I think that could be a big difference in the fight as well, right?
Yeah, Ryan definitely faster than Rolly, but see how styles make fights, because Rolly he got his number. I don't think Ryan can beat Rolly, and I said that
Big
before.
Supreme was good, bro.
The first time I seen the sparring sessions, and he just really ran Ryan around the goddamn ring. He just run him all around that motherfucker, and I think he just got his number. But again, Rolly, he's been on the job too. Had that tough fight with the old man. Been in there with Tank, been in the bright lights. Had some good fights on his way up, and so he's been in there with Ryan again. Got that win, and so I think it's going. He got the championship. They both have portions of the championship. So why not fight? They both big names. Why not fight?
But you favor Devin Haney and within like what 70%?
Me?
70-30?
No, 90-10.
90-10?
90-10. 90-10, huh? Shit, you had Norman winning the fight and you're gonna give 90-10 to Rolly? That's nasty work, Bernie. 90-10.
Yeah, Yeah, but
I
this is
respect it though.
but you got to understand the circumstance was different.
Yeah.
He said, I think Norman doesn't have experience as Rolly. No, we don't. But the thing, what I'm saying is that Devin has gotten better. You know, he's more aware of things, you know, and he has far more attributes than the guys that we talking about. So at the time, we were all suspect about Devin getting caught with the hook. That was the main thing going into the Brian Norman fight, was if Devin, can he get out of the way of the hook? And Brian Norman had showed a devastating hook. So that was the main thing. Other than that, a lot of people favored Devin to win the fight. You know, me for, you know, whatever, if you want to call me a hater or whatever, I was favoring Brian Norman, you know, but it was mostly off of the left hook. You know, I was figuring he's this guy, he wants to be a household name. He has the power. He maybe his will.
And I'm gonna say this too, even with the Brian Norman Jr. fight for, you know, and Devin for myself, like I remember vividly like having conversations behind the scenes with, you know, certain guys in boxing, like some of my guys, my sources and stuff like that. Like they were talking about like Devin and behind the scenes. That's why when it came to that fight where I was like, I didn't give a definite answer on who was going to win that fight, was due to all the information I got behind the scenes on that particular fight, where I was like, man, I can see both guys winning in both, you know, ways. I was even on Knockout and even on Dean Channel around that time where I was saying, like, I can see Devin beating Brian Norman Jr., man. Like, I got a feeling he going to end up beating him, man, and he ended up getting the job done. So that's why, like, when, you know, you got guys like Boxing Hacker, he'd be on here, he'd be like, oh, Cam, you was trying to, yeah, I had Brian Norman Sr. on the channel and had my brother Tay Jones on the channel and stuff like that. And they are, you know, Brian Norman Jr. guys, of course. But that don't mean that I had Brian Norman Jr. for the win. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about these fights, we talk about both perspectives from both guys, you know, winning them both ends. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just one-sided. You know what I mean? Every, you know, thing for us with all the situations within boxing that we had conversations with, we got to talk about everything from all sides, from every angle. It just can't be just one side. You know what I mean? So that's the difference that comes from myself rather than others. You know what I'm saying? We cover everything compared to just one side of the story always. And like, you got to get all sides of the story. Like, it can't just be just one side.
But, you know, I wasn't thinking correctly, you know, not knowing this guy has the experience and everything like that. So, and the talent, you know, so I picked wrong. Devin proved me wrong. He showed he was levels above, and he came out victorious. So I'm expecting him to do the same thing in this fight.
90-10 is crazy,
you know, I think
though.
he's a lot more defensively minded than Tank was. And, you know, again, with his experience and with his setbacks, you know, I think he's going to come out victorious.
You know, now that Devin is fighting, you know, Rolly.
Hey, Big Supreme, though, but you can't even be mad at it, bro. Like, a lot of people did pick Brian Norman Jr. into the fight, and I'm not even mad at it either. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you're going to have picks wrong. Like, if I pick a fight wrong, I don't be mad at it. It is what it is. Like, we cover hundreds of fights throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? To where, like, you get one wrong out of fucking 200, 300 that you didn't predict it right. Like, no, who the fuck cares? You know what I mean? So, like, it be like that, though. Like, you're going to predict a fight wrong or two when you cover hundreds of fights throughout a year. You feel me? Like, it's going to happen. Like,
Ryan is now thinking.
I think people, what happened is people, they in conversations and debates, they like to bring that into the conversation where they be like, oh, well, you picked this guy wrong in this fight and stuff. Like, oh, you don't know boxing and shit. Like, bro, the shit happens, bro. You're going to pick a fight wrong. Now, if you're a guy that got a range where you're picking several fights wrong, now that's a whole different ball game, it is a lot of guys out here that's picking several fights wrong out here. You know what I mean? Like, but majority of the part, like, as far as, you know, a lot of us that we be talking out here on these YouTube spaces, a lot of us, like the boxing family that we have and the community that we have, like, a lot of us, we get a lot of fights right and for a majority of the part. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can say that for sure.
about having some talks with Teofimo Lopez. What do you think about that matchup?
Well, I think it's coming off an ass whooping like that, I would like to see Teofimo get some more confidence. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he just got his ass beat by.
That boy Isaiah, what you doing said, I had Devin beating Brian Norman Jr. I didn't think he was going to be able to get his shit off on Devin, and Devin proved me right. He held all night like a pay. The big he said Haney held Brian Norman like Turkey hold Frank Warren head, dog. Facts. Bro, y'all know what I like to say about Haney, man. Jab, grab, and move committee, man. You know what I'm saying? They even teaching that shit with Sean Haney right now. Sean Haney's a part of the jab, grab, and move committee now, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the business that Haney is in, man. Jab, grab, and move, man.
Shakur, got his ass beat. See, both his eyes were closed. He got his ass beat. So I don't know how big his stock is. You know what I'm saying? He got his ass beat. It wasn't a close fight. Got his ass beat. So Ryan is just trying to find a way to milk the title. It's been talks about
when you use you turn data into sharper trading.
That's just me. I don't per se think Ryan's gonna fight Teofimo next. I know a motherfucker mentioned that shit out there, but I don't see that happening next. And then obviously, like I mentioned with Oscar De La Hoya, he the same guy that said that he wants to have Ryan fight Devin next in July. You know what I mean? So I don't think Teo is next on the menu. I won't be surprised if Teofimo next is going to be at Zuffa, bro. That's just me personally.
Then you got to understand his over talking, because it was going to be a 144-pound weight class. That's what Shakur wanted. And obviously he was going up to 47 in that situation, which anything over 140 is 147. And he gave great reasons for that. I'll go down to 140, and we've had yet to hear that. It's nothing from that. So, Ryan is just a bunch of talk. But with him capturing the world championship and looking pretty much better than he has in a long time, he's feeling himself, and the hype is there, and so he's talking a lot and not meaning everything. He's just talking. So but he can kind of get away with that again because he had a great performance against Barrios, and he's a world champion now. So his followers are diehard followers. They believe in his rhetoric, and they're 100% in his corner. And so I think when he talks, it's like God talking, and it doesn't matter whether he backs it up or not. It's just they're going to ride with him no matter what. They're not going to hold him to no fire. They're not going to make him live up to what he said, and that's the last thing that was said. So.
Yeah, no, I've been going through the back and forth, even with Ryan's dad, and just watching the Twitters. Like you said, the 44 catch weight to, you saying I'll go to 40, and it seems to me like ever since they got the title, everything's kind of changed, like you said, and they're kind of saying otherwise, like saying, listen, why don't you go up? Now, your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Michael Fox earlier. He was helping Thurman for the camp, and he was saying that he thinks Shakur might be too small. What do you think? You think Shakur is too small to go up to 47, take that belt, be a 5-division champion, and get that paper in the same time?
No. Why would we say that? And Tank is 5'5", and Tank not even okay. Tank still boxing. Shakur's a better boxer than Tank. Shakur not small. Ryan ain't got no taller. He might got a little heavier, but Shakur's 5'8". Ryan ain't that tall. He looks taller on television, but he's 5'10". So he got a little height on him.
Ryan said that he started his pro career at 130 pounds.
Okay, so what that mean? You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, to say that Shakur is too small, I doubt that. You know, Shakur gets in there with the bigger guys. And
Well,
again,
Shakur's saying it too.
What?
He's saying he's too small. He's more of a 135 pounder.
He can fight both. I believe that. Yeah, he can fight both, but there's no fights at 135. That's why he's not doing that. If he got the Tank fight, he would fight him at 135. But Tank don't want to go nowhere near him. So, you know, he
that's cap
the
right
biggest
there.
fight right there with a guy with a reputation.
That's super cap.
Such as T.O.
Stop the presses. You know what I'm saying? The thing is with Shakur Stevenson, a lot of the conversation with him, with Shakur has put this shit in the atmosphere as far as fighting these guys at 147. Nobody's asking Shakur Stevenson to fight at 147. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he just clearly said there, Shakur's moving strategic. Bernie the boxer, what team is he a part of? Team Crawford. The king of being strategic out here. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't going to act like that and ignore the fact of that. You know what I mean? And that's the fact of the matter. All right, Shakur went away and has not showed by his actions that he wants to fight with Tank Davis. Like I said, you have to make your words match your actions with Cam J. You know what I'm saying? Just because you call out a guy and say you want to fight this guy doesn't mean you want to fight this guy. By your actions shows if you want to fight that guy. And by his actions in 2024, Shakur Stevenson didn't want to fight Tank Davis. So Bernie is capping right there.
Accomplishments such as T.O.
Of course, he's going to have his cape on for Shakur. You know what I'm saying? He loves Shakur.
And, you know, I mean, he did what he's supposed to do. He dominated him. So now, I mean, there's really nowhere for him to go besides capitalize off his newfound success or reputation. And, you know, there's plenty of guys to fight at the 140 pounds. It's Gary Russell. You know, he can go over to England and fight Dalton Smith. I think 144 is fair. And I think sometimes, you know, in negotiations, you know, it just works like everything is a bargaining situation. And
oh, you hear that?
Either put up or shut up. So he argued with the 144. He didn't want to do it. And then he said 140. So if he can't
144 was with no catch weight as well. I mean, no hydration clause.
Yeah, so with the hydration clause, what do you mean he can't gain no more than a certain amount?
10. Yeah. 10 pounds.
Now,
I think they are
140.
No. So, all right. Of course, I'm gonna play the screenshots for that too with Shakur and Devin. I mean Shakur and Ryan. I'm gonna talk about that real quick too. It's nasty work, bro. Like to have this conversation, like because of the fact that I told y'all Ryan was not Ryan. Yes, he did say, yeah, I'll go down and fight, Shakur for his title at 140. And I told y'all when he said that, I said he was capping, bro. Like Ryan is capping. Ryan ain't about to fight at 140. His team is not going to advise him to go down at 140. And then you seen in that clip that Ryan had with David Benavidez recently, where they was in the ring talking with each other, and he told that man, David Benavidez told that man, Shakur should fight where you at. If he wants to do his thing and he the best, where he need to come up where you at. Just like David Benavidez is going up to fight Zerto for his 2 titles at cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? Just like Bud Crawford went up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Shakur's not willing to do that in that manner. He's just talking about fighting these guys, and he want to have an advantage and put a stipulation on these guys. You know what I mean? Which is a total contradiction to Shakur, the same guy that said that catch weights and rehydration clauses was bullshit. You know what I mean? Which is if he didn't say that, and I'm on record saying this, if Shakur never said that and he was making his stance for he wants a rehydration clause on a certain fighter whatsoever, I probably wouldn't have an issue with it at all. But it's the fact that he said that in the past, and now he's wanting, to do this shit now. That's the problem that myself and a lot of people's having with Shakur as far as the contradiction in Shakur. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem. Like too many contradictions from Shakur. You know what I'm saying? And Shakur's still on a media run, doing a lot of interviews and stuff. Which I said, where his PR team? His PR team sucks too. Like they suck too. Because he's been like this media run that Shakur has done since he fought Teofimo Lopez has been horrible. It has been, he's been taking L's in these interviews. Like he's really been looking real bad in these interviews.
I think they are doing that. I think if Ryan waiting at 140, he's gonna come in about 152, 54. I mean, Shane was.
I'm trying to see if he talking about Keyshawn in this one. If not, I'm gonna have to maybe on Twitter.
Where he don't weigh no more than 157. So that's
Ryan fighting Teofimo Lopez. What does that do for Ryan?
All right, let me go back to that real quick for Supreme real quick. Real quick. What De La Hoya said, man. Real quick. Because that was funny as hell today. And let me add the context too real quick before we do this. Before we do that. Where them screenshots? We got them screenshots, man. We got them screenshots. Where is it at? Is it this one? Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, you had Ryan made a tweet talk about, I think people forgot I started at 130. I'm 147. That's 4 weight classes as well. And then Shakur said, I think you forgot. You're the one who said you will come to 140 and fight me right after saying you will fight me at a catch weight at 144. And I fought for belts in each weight class I went to, and it's a difference. Okay. Yes, like I said before, yes, he did say that he'll fight at 140 and fight at 144. But at the end of the day, Shakur, you're the B-side in this situation. You don't control no terms in this shit on where y'all gonna fight at. Ryan has the advantage. He has the leverage over you. He decides that. You know what I'm saying? You're not the A-side in the fight with fucking Ryan Garcia. You weren't even the A-side in the fight with Teofimo Lopez. So make this make sense to me right here. You feel me? Like, you don't control what weight class y'all gonna fight at, bro. That's just the honest to God truth. And I told y'all, Henry Garcia, he's on record saying that if Shakur wants to fight Ryan, he has to fight him at 147, no rehydration clause. Henry and Ryan's mother both said that. And we played that clip several times on the show. You know what I mean? Like, we've played that clip several times and showed you that. And I told you that Ryan's team, they're not going to advise him to fight Shakur on a rehydration clause or fight him at a catch weight or at 140. It doesn't make sense. It makes no sense for Ryan to go down and fight Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? To appease Shakur Stevenson. And then Ryan Garcia, he responded and said, there is no difference if all you stated was, I'm a big guy, when in reality, I started at a low weight class just like you. So there's no excuse for you not to come to 147 without a rehydration clause. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not forcing you to fight. Which is, he's stating facts. Like, you're the one that's calling to fight Ryan Garcia and fight Devin Haney and Conor Benn at 147, and you want rehydration clauses. These guys don't have to fight you, Shakur. Nobody asked you to fight these guys at 147. Nobody's asking you to fight these guys, period. Yeah, we probably want to see you fight Devin, but nobody's asking you to fight these guys, though, bro. Like, nobody's asking you to fight at 147, Shakur. We want to see you at work with 135, 140. That's what we want. And daggone Shakur, he says, yeah, I would do what I want, and you already got an opponent lined up. You can trick your followers, but you can't trick me. But smart move, ignore your contradiction. You lied to everybody when you said you would fight me at 140 and 144. Yeah, Ryan, I told you he was capping with that. I told y'all Ryan was capping because I told you he wasn't going to fight Shakur at a lower weight class. You know what I'm saying? But doesn't mean that Ryan don't want to fight Shakur. that doesn't mean that. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? What do Shakur bring to the table for fighting Ryan at this point? You know what I'm saying? Shakur doesn't have a title at 147. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, let's make this make sense. Like, let's make it make sense, bro. Like, that's why I said that shit. Like, that shit is it's just stupid. It's really stupid logic, bro, for a lot of these guys, bro, with that shit.
And I'll let you go to
Ryan P.
Dying to get to
Shakur
that game?
Stevenson.
Just grab a flight and hotel deal
Like,
on
he don't. What Shakur don't? You're the B-side. You're the B-side to Teofimo Lopez, bro. Why would you not be the B-side to Ryan Garcia? Like, make that make sense.
It was all under the radar. Nobody knew about it. So really cared. And he was ranked number 10 by not putting on Jai Obatai, Nick Meridian, who is the worst freaking manager in the business. I feel that Zuffa will be a promoter.
Salute to my boy Aircraft. What's good, bro? What's good?
A boxing promoter, when they cultivate a fighter from scratch, when they produce a world champion from zero, okay? Not putting on Jai Obatai and fighting for a fake belt, the Zuffa belt. Not a fighter like Conor Benn, who they have to pay $15 million to put him on their platform. No, when you cultivate and produce a world champion from zero, that's when I will consider you, maybe consider you a boxing promoter. But until then, they fought Jai Obatai in front of 500 people in a basement at the Apex at Zuffa. Jai Obatai deserves a lot.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Run that back.
For a fake belt, the Zuffa belt. Not a fighter like Conor Benn, who they have to pay $15 million to put him on their platform. No, when you cultivate and produce a world champion from zero, that's when I will consider you, maybe consider you a boxing promoter. But until then, they fought Jai Obatai in front of 500 people in a basement at the Apex at Zuffa. Jai Obatai deserves a lot more than that. Come on, guys.
How'd you feel about how that whole situation with the IBF played out, where, it seemed like it was going to be involved, and then they stripped him, and now he's upset and seeking legal action, it seems. What do you make of this?
More lies from Dana White, more lies from TKO. It's all lies. When Max Kellerman was reporting inside the ring after the fight, and he asked Jai Obatai about the Zuffa belt. Like, Jai Obatai doesn't care. He wants to unify all the belts, and it's pretty sad because you think about the ring ratings. What happened to them? This guy he fought was ranked number 15 from the IBF, and he was ranked number 10 by the Ring magazine. I mean, come on, guys. Who's making up the rankings now? I really do think that the Ring rankings, are out the window. I mean, I don't think there's any integrity there whatsoever. The Ring belt the Ring magazine was everything for, 100 years, let's say, and now it can just be in the trash can. I mean, might as well. It means nothing, and that's exactly what the Zuffa belt. The Zuffa belt. I mean, this pin is worth more than the Zuffa belt. This here is worth more than the Zuffa belt. It means nothing. It's just the name.
Do you regret selling the ring?
Do I regret it? The way things are going, I actually do. And I never regret anything. When I had the Ring magazine, I kept its integrity. I kept the panel of writers from all over the world who were deciding who's number one, who's number two, making sure its integrity is in place. And I could have sustained it for forever if I wanted to, but Turkey came along, and I thought I was selling it to a person who really cared for the sport and was going to hold its integrity, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, because I saw in your
I said that earlier, bro. That's an interesting perspective from Oscar right there. Basically saying that Turkey Al-Sheikh doesn't have no integrity with the Ring magazine, which is I agree 100%. And I've been telling y'all that the Ring magazine doesn't have no integrity as far as that Inside the Ring show, the rankings, etc. Like it's really no integrity or morals behind the Ring magazine. It has lost its its nostalgia, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's why you don't see me cover the Ring rankings. I put up the Ring rankings for you guys to clown the Ring rankings and show you how flawed the Ring magazine rankings are. You know what I mean? And my boy We Fight All Night TV said it's crazy because if he wasn't threatened by Zuffa, he wouldn't even worry to mention Dana putting pressure on the whole sport of boxing. I don't think they really putting that much pressure for real. Like, I don't really think they're putting that much pressure, like, honestly. I mean, because all they're doing is taking leftovers from them guys. You know what I mean? Now, if Dana would have took a guy like Bam Rodriguez, now that's a different story. But now, with how that Jai Opetaia situation played out, a lot of the champions and top names, they're going to be weary about going over there because if they got aspirations, like I mentioned earlier, for us becoming unified up or undisputed, they're not going to get their shot over there. And it's proven by Jai Opetaia because he was the true test dummy in that. You know what I mean? And my boy Aircraft, he said, would you say the Ring lost its prestige? It most definitely has. It most definitely has, for real, because everything is flawed. Like, everything is manipulated. Like, there's a lot of, fraudulent shit behind the Ring magazine now. Like, you can't really take what they do that much serious. Like, they reporting on shit that we didn't talked about. Like, I talked about a lot of topics like 2 weeks ago, and then you see the Ring pop up and they copy off of what we post and what we talk about as far as within media. Like, they'll take a story from Brunch Boxing or Boxing Scene that they reported last week and report it like it's brand new this week. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of fraudulent shit within boxing media, and Ring magazine is like the big focal point of it because a lot of these guys are paid off to say and do what Turkey Al-Sheikh wants them to do. You know what I mean? Like, Max Kellerman is paid the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Shady McCoy paid the fuck off. Mike Coppinger, they took him from ESPN, paid the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like, Showbiz, you want to add Showbiz, paid the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Showbiz. We just see if people watch Showbiz in his little journey on YouTube, like, yeah, you see him grow, like you see the growth on how he started and where he is at now and everything. He definitely put in a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I definitely salute him. You know what I mean? But a lot of his opinions have switched up on a lot of specific topics. And you won't hear Showbiz talking about the Muhammad Ali Act and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys that Ring magazine have under their media, under their staple for us media, a lot of those guys ain't going to talk about those situations like that. They're not. You know what I'm saying? You can't even get Dana White to break down and talk about the Muhammad Ali Revival Act. You see, he said that he can give Sean Zattel the interview when Sean Zattel approached him, and he totally reneged from that. You know what I'm saying? Has Sean Zattel had an interview with Dana White yet? I'm still waiting on it. And it's damn near probably been close to a year since Sean Zattel didn't expose them during that press conference last year from the Bud Crawford and Canelo shit during that fight week. It's going to be up to a year coming up soon in a few months. Like, that was months ago. You know what I'm saying? And Sean Zattel still has not had that interview from Dana White to talk about the Muhammad Ali Act and Zuffa boxing and everything. You know what I'm saying? Dana White is doing interviews where he feel comfortable at. He's doing interviews in the UK because they trying to get the UK market. They obviously just landed a deal with Sky Sports for Zuffa boxing, and they approaching the BBC with trying to get approval from the BBC out there from the British Board Commission as well. You know what I mean? So I got to see the play with everything in front of the landscape from all of these guys, bro. That's why I said we cover this shit in depth over here, bro. For real.
Instagram just a couple of days ago where you were talking about the Ali Act, and I'm going to ask you about it in a moment, but you did say, why isn't the media covering this? Are you all bought and paid for? What's going on here? And let's be honest, a lot of the boxing media now works for the ring. And so when I saw that and when I just heard your comments, I did wonder, in retrospect now, do you wish you had not sold it?
Don't strike out this baseball season. Hit a grand slam by shopping at Jungle Gyms.
Well, look, I never regret anything in life because, you know, everything happens for a reason, like I said before. But I think I have so much passion and love for boxing that I actually do regret this one.
How is your relationship with Turkey these days?
I speak to Dr. Ratan a lot.
I don't know, too Rich. I can't speak for other people. I talk about everybody. So I don't know. I ain't in that category for as myself talk about only 5 fighters because I talk about everybody. You know what I'm saying? From Oscar Collazo down for 105 on up to heavyweight. So like we done literally broke down the whole entire rankings from heavyweight down to the lower weight class. You know what I'm saying? On several shows. So I can't speak for myself as far as that. I can speak for myself. A lot of these other channels, yes, they are only covering a handful of fighters, and I talk about that all the time as far as these guys. You know what I'm saying? Some of the channels that a lot of guys be listening to, they only cover a handful of guys. But over here, everybody knows that we cover the whole sport. We talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have people leave the conversation for me talking about Alberto Puello and Dalton Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. Like, I could be talking about fucking Karen Chukwu and Patty Donovan, and then some people won't have interest in talking about that. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still going to talk about it because that's a part of the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are pivotal to the sport. Like, that fight with Karen Chukwu and Patty Donovan, that's a significant fight because they're fighting in the IBF title eliminator. The winner will fight the winner of Crocker and Leon Paro. You know what I mean? So that's a pivotal fight within the sport. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about that shit. A lot of other content creators in boxing, they're not willing to talk about those type of fights. You know what I mean? They're not willing to talk about purse bids and stuff like that. That's why I said we talk about everything. like possibly anything that happens about, like today, I talked about earlier how the WBA president just passed away earlier in the show. And they just appointed Juan Diaz, former world champion, as the new WBA, president, chairman just now. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about that type of stuff, like in boxing. You know what I mean? We talk about everything possible. You know what I mean? But I think, like, right now, like, yeah, I see We Fought Night, he said boxing is dying because of the sanctioning bodies. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because you got to look at the fighters. The fighters still value the sanctioning bodies. They still value the sanctioning bodies. The fighters that's on the come up, like a Scooter Davis and Camille Moden, they're vying to be world champions through the sanctioning bodies. Like, and I think right now, with the space that boxing is in, I don't think boxing is dying. I think it's in a great space, in my opinion, as far as with how the promotional companies is moving. If you're looking at how the Zone just got Top Rank, with them. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of fights that can flow through with Top Rank, Queensberry, Matchroom, and Golden Boy. With Golden Boy reeing up with the Zone. Then you got, Golden Boy and Top Rank. They've been working heavy with PBC the last few months, this past year. So you got PBC still working with these other companies and stuff as well. So, like, and all of these companies in reality, they're working on against, like, the promotional war in boxing is crazy and even more insane. Like, the man, Turkey Al-Sheikh was the same guy that told us that he was going to, dead all the competition. And I told you that Turkey Al-Sheikh, a lot of his focus has been on Zuffa boxing. You know what I'm saying? And which is, you see it in 4K. That's what he's been, doing. It's been a lot of attention for Zuffa boxing. But you see the promotional companies like Top Rank and Golden Boy and PBC working with each other in the American market, working against Zuffa. You know what I'm saying? Along with Matchroom as well. Add them in the conversation as too, along with those four promotional companies. Those four promotional companies has been working against Zuffa, which they've been pairing up their guys among each other and everything and working. You know what I'm saying? If people have been paying attention, like look at Zerto Ramirez and David Benavidez, they're fighting on Cinco de Mayo weekend. You know what I'm saying? They're taking over that Cinco de Mayo date. You know what I'm saying? That Canelo used to have. Canelo's about to come back and fight September 12th in Saudi Arabia for the Mexican Independence holiday weekend. He's fighting that significant weekend, the Mexican Independence weekend in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Cinco de Mayo last year, he fought in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? So what PBC do? David Benavidez, you one of our, our guys that we're pushing as one of these next big Mexican stars. How about we pair you and Zerto up, which is he's a big guy in the Mexican space for us boxing. Pair both of y'all guys up and have a big fight on Cinco de Mayo, and we take over this Cinco de Mayo day. Like it's like little emphasis right there, like with that, where you see like the promotional war with a lot of these companies is real. You know what I'm saying? You see these companies working against, what Zuffa is doing over there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said the promotional war in boxing right now, it's been crazy for years, but it's even more crazier than ever because now you see they're working against one entity in reality. You know what I mean? Which is that's really big in depth for us that, you know what I mean? For sure.
Because of business, but I haven't spoken to Turkey in a while.
Why is that?
He's a busy man. I'm pretty sure he does his businesses all over the world. He's involved in everything. So I'm sure that I'm sure I'll be speaking to him very soon, as we do have a Ryan fight coming up.
Who would that be against?
Not sure yet.
Okay.
Not sure yet. I'm hoping it's Devin Haney.
Yeah, that would be the big one.
I think that
I say this though, we fight all night TV. It's not even, sometimes it's not even really the promotional companies. A lot of the times it be the managers and it be the promoters. I live Virgil Ortiz, Rick Mirrigan. That situation is all on Virgil Ortiz and Rick Mirrigan right now. You know what I mean? Like we gotta look at it and like that's why I said we gotta look at it from all perspectives. Like a lot of these guys, it be the fighters and their managers on why some of these fights don't happen. You know what I mean? And it just don't be the promotional companies. Like I can give an example for us, John Opatai and Eddie Hearn. When Eddie Hearn had John Opatai, it wasn't Eddie Hearn's fault why he couldn't become unified or undisputed and why he didn't fight Zerto Ramirez. Oscar De La Hoya and Zerto Ramirez team, they were protecting Zerto Ramirez away from John Opatai. You know what I mean? Like, so like it can be certain emphasis. It can be the promoters. It can be the managers. It can be the fighters. It can be all parties at hand. You know what I mean? And a lot of times it do be the fighters and their managers too, and a lot of emphasis.
Yeah, I think that'll be the biggest fight out there for both guys. It's an opportunity for Devin Haney to obviously get revenge and vindicate himself. But for Ryan, it'll just put a stamp on his legacy once again. What he did the first time around will obviously justify that he was ready and a better fighter.
Terry, I already know you up there open today, man. I should have took my ass down there, but I'm up here working, man. I'm like, man, I had this show put together, man. So we cooking, man. We cooking, man. I might have to slide
Again, when we
down
spoke in
there.
October, things weren't great, but then he had the fight in February, and it seemed like things were great, that fight week and whatnot. How are things between you and Ryan these days?
We're actually cool.
Okay.
We're
I
actually
want y'all to
cool.
hear this
I
right
have,
here.
look, like I said, I mean, I don't take anything personal with fighters, and I don't fall in love with fighters, and because they'll break your heart. But when there's business to be done, hey, I'm right there, making sure that I want to get the best, the biggest purse for my fighters. I want to make sure that my fighter is taken care of, and we're taken care of. So that's all that matters to me. I'm building Golden Boy as a brand. That's my love.
Have there been talks with Team Haney about making this fight yet?
Listen to
No,
him.
there hasn't been
Okay.
any talks whatsoever.
No talks.
So we're hoping by July we have a fight in place here in Las Vegas at the T-Mobile, most likely, or maybe even the Allegiant Stadium. But those talks will start very soon.
And when you say by July, do you mean the fight would happen in July or it'd get finalized in July?
Yeah, it could happen in July.
Okay, amazing.
Could happen in July.
Okay.
So I wanted to play that part right there. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he'll cook Zuffa talk about them boys fighting in the basement, and then play that part with Ryan Garcia right there talking about the Devin Haney shit, which is, I told you, that's real pivotal in the conversation right there. That Oscar and Golden Boy and Ryan, they're looking at Ryan, they're looking at Devin next for July for his next fight. From their words. While you got Devin still hasn't signed for Rolly Romero yet. Still hasn't signed for Rolly Romero yet, man. And that's why I'm real curious of what's going to happen. Is Devin going to go after Mr. Ryan Garcia, or he's going to go for Rolly? Like, that's the question right now for Devin Haney, man. Like, that's definitely the question, the big question. Is it but you know why they banned though? We found out on ITV because of their opinions. Because of their opinions of Dana White. You know what I mean? That's why they're banned. You know what I'm saying? Ariel Helwani, he's the one that's been writing stories on the Muhammad Ali Revival Act and how it's bad for boxing and bad for us, the situation for us the UFC fighters, talking. He's done a lot of interviews with UFC fighters where they've criticized Dana White. You know what I mean? So when you got a platform big as Ariel Helwani, of course you're not going to see him be on UFC fights and stuff like that. Probably most likely for sure because of what I'm saying, what he got going on. He said, breaking the Brock Lesnar news. Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. I mean, that's probably true too. I don't really watch MMA so much in depth. I'm not so much in depth with MMA, but of course, Ariel Wani, you do something like that, yeah, you going against the grain. You know what I'm saying? But the thing was, I can tell you, I know for sure, Ariel Wani, Dana White was using Ariel Wani to break certain news. You know what I mean? I can say that. So I don't know how that shit went like that 100%. I'll take your word for it as far as Ariel getting banned like in that manner. But I would say definitely, I know Dana White is not so. He's been on Ariel Helwani's show recently too, though. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing, though. But he's not too kind of Ariel Helwani as far as, Ariel Helwani out there speaking his piece on situations and stuff. Especially with, Oscar De La Hoya too. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting as far as that shit. He said Ariel is the best MMA journalist, but he is known for pissing people off a lot of MMA fighters won't even interview with him. Yeah, I believe that. Because I think Ariel Helwani, what I get from him, like, he's became a lot more authentic with his content over time from watching him do interviews in the recent 2-3 years when he came into like interviewing a lot more boxers. You know what I'm saying? I think I've watched Ariel Helwani more when he started interviewing a lot more boxers because, of course, we cover boxing and stuff, of course. So I've seen him in a lot of interviews with the boxers where I've seen his, transformation on. He seemed like he was trying to be down the middle and be, biased, but then he really just started, being truthful and asking truthful questions in these interviews. You know what I'm saying? That some of these guys won't ask. Like some of the questions that Ariel asks in interviews, some of these guys won't ask. You know what I mean? For real. Like, you know, a lot of these guys pick and choose the questions that they ask in media. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, me, I when I do my interviews with, you know, my guys and stuff, like we get down to asking the questions that everybody wants to know. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm interviewing, talking to my brother Kenneth Boheri from PBC, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to ask him about Tank. You know what I'm saying? To get his opinion about Tank, of course. You know what I'm saying? Because I know all of you want to hear what PBC has to, you know, say, you know, about Tank Davis. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna want to know about Earl Spence and know about other fighters and stuff, you know what I'm saying, from, you know, PBC if I'm interviewing Kenneth Boheri, you feel me? So I definitely rock with the content, man. That was a great interview right there that Ariel had with Oscar. I enjoyed reacting to that shit. That shit was funny. This show was lit today. It was lit today, bro. Lit show today, right? And the crazy part, I kind of whipped that shit up for real. This show today, kind of like on a, you know what I'm saying, on a slide like this morning. I was like, we just gonna react to some shit today. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's Reaction Thursdays today, man, for sure. And we got a lot more content. I ain't gonna get into it because we've been on here almost 3 hours, 43 minutes. So yeah, we've been on here for a minute. I mean, I got some business to handle, man. But I appreciate everybody, man, today, man. Fire show today. Gotta say it was a fire show. I enjoyed this shit today. And we keep cooking up. Hold on 1 second. I got to do something. Let me back out. All right, we back. So yeah, man. We got a lot covered today, man. A lot covered today. Covered Oscar De La Hoya talking on Ariel Helwani today. Covered Clarissa talking about Layla Ali a little bit today, man, which she's still pushing to fight Layla Ali, which I don't know why. We covered what else? I'll cover Keith Thurman and Sebastian Fundora. They're opening the opening round that they call that the opening round, which I like that from PBC. That was something new. Them having conversation up with Cam and Sean Sattel and Treasure Wilson, on the Wednesday of the fight week. I did like that from PBC. That's a different little element that I like from them for fight week. And of course, they got the final press conference, so we definitely gonna be covering that. I think the final press conference is later, so we'll probably do a show tomorrow and run through the final press conference tomorrow in the morning tomorrow. We'll go ahead and react to the final press conference tomorrow morning because I know that final press conference is going to be crazy tonight. And yeah, we covered Rolly as well, man. Rolly on the opening round last night, man, and got some pivotal information on him, man. Talking about Ryan Garcia and Devin. He think that Devin Haney and Bill Haney didn't invoke the rematch clause immediately on Ryan Garcia after Ryan lost to Rolly. You know what I'm saying? So we talked about a lot today. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan, they're looking to fight Devin in July for Ryan's next fight. And Devin still hasn't signed his part of the deal for Rolly Romero. That means we talked about a lot today, man, for sure, man. So salute to y'all, man, for sure, man. We're gonna be back at it tomorrow. We got more content, man, for sure. The more to react. And we even talked about Bernie. We called Bernie capping and shit about Shakur and shit to end up cooking the whole Shakur contradiction and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit be easy work, man. So we talked about a lot today, man. So salute to my family, man, today. Everybody that supported, man, in the super chat and stuff, my guys, man. And we back at it tomorrow, man. We working, man. We active, man. We are active, man. Salute to y'all. Y'all have a blessed Thursday, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. And check out the content, man, on the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. Y'all watch us on the playback. Make sure y'all hit that like button and hit that hype button. You know what I'm saying? For sure, support the channel in every way, man, with all the content, the videos, the shorts, the live streams, etc., man. We just did a show yesterday. We did Sorry But Not Sorry Boxing Talk March Madness Boxing Part 4 yesterday. And that was a fire show. We probably do another one tomorrow for that and be able to open up the panel a little bit more. It took a little lengthy time with me reacting to these videos, but I wanted to react to these and cook up on these shits. But definitely we'll be able to open up the panel for sure tomorrow. I'll try to have a more center for us to open up the panel. We have a conversation and cook up, you know what I'm saying, as a family, you heard. But see y'all, man, later tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow, you heard. We out of here.
All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's showtime like Kareem Lakers. I make a masterpiece, scene basic. No Meek Millie, but I'm dream chasing. Took the shortcut like Anita Baker. I want the bright lights that you see in Vegas. I need a big house with like 3 basements. Drop an M on the whip, think I'm speed racing. Don't know if it's the Transformer or the Green Ranger. My nigga Mac got the beat banging. Young nigga selling crack as a teenager. Had fiends playing baseball out here free basing. Had me showing off the rings like a Freemason. My mama gone, but I keep pacing. Trying to keep it all together like I need braces. Family calling when they need favors. When I was broke, they was acting like complete strangers. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Rest in peace, the Nippy was the street savior. Got my credit right now, I need acres. Gotta turn your dirty money into clean paper. Trying to own a franchise without a key player. I go through hoes like I weave laces. Tree blazers, let they mama noodles be flavored. Meat takers that be acting like the D sacred. You bust in, you would think they on their knees praying. Then I slide like a screensaver. When I'm done, make some scrambled eggs, cheese bacon. Then it's on to the next, I ain't a speed dater. Little bitch ain't gon' hear from me till weeks later. I don't see no things changing. Kids still dodging bullets like they seen Matrix. These young niggas really need saving, but OGs won't teach them that the street's dangerous. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it.